Real American Freestyle has invaded Florida's Gulf Coast. RAF continues to build momentum and has captured the attention of fans from coast to coast. This is a new era of wrestling, fueled by passion and excitement. Real American Freestyle has arrived. From inside the Yuengling Center in Tampa, Florida, on the campus of South Florida, this is RAF 07. And to kick things off with our national anthem, let's send it to our in-house announcer, Jazz Securo.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Yuengling Center in beautiful Tampa, Florida. You are about ready to witness one of the most anticipated combat sports events of the year. I'd like to welcome all the viewers that are streaming live on Fox Nation. Ladies and gentlemen, who's ready for RAF 07? At this time, please stand and honor singing our national anthem, introducing Miss Alexis Wilkins.
And bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Real American
Welcome to the land of the free, in the home of the brave. We do it freestyle, you and me style, like we did in the good old days. Everything's made in the USA. Hand on your heart when the song gets played. When the gloves come on, you find out where you stand. That's real American. That's real American. Real American.
And it is time for Real American Freestyle. Welcome to RAF 07 on Fox Nation. I'm Shane Sparks. I am so excited to be here. It is an honor to be with you here in Tampa. RAF 07 is a tough act to follow. RAF 06 was off the chain in Arizona. Tonight we'll have 11 matchups. There are 4 championship matches, 4 championship belts up for grabs. Unlimited championship. It is Wyatt Hendrickson putting his belt on the line against the 4-time All-American Trent Hillger. In the women's middleweight championship bout, Kennedy Blades, fresh off her 2nd national championship, she'll square off against Milana Dudieva. Light heavyweight championship. It is a matchup of Olympic champions, Kyle Snyder and Ahmed Tazhudinov. And an RAF Cruiserweight Championship, 4-time national champion at Cornell, 4-time world champion Kyle Dake against the up-and-comer Parker Keckeisen. He was really impressive at RAF 04 in defeating Zahid Valencia. It is a pleasure to be joined by the former 2-time UFC champion Juliana Pena and by UFC Hall of Famer, Division I All-American, the bad guy, Chael Sonnen. Let's start with the rematch that everybody wanted, that everybody needed, that everybody's going to get. It comes with Arman Tsarukyan and Georgio Poullas. It was chaos in Arizona.
You got that right, Shane. It was absolutely bananas in Tempe, Arizona. And if you ask me, I believe that there's some money that needs to be owed. Arman took down Georgio, but Georgio says, hey, you didn't take me down inside of the mat, inside of this circle. So let's see if Arman can get it done and hopefully not have another absolute melee after the fight.
There is no reason leading to the build of this match to believe it's going to end any different than the first one. These two simply don't get along. This must be settled, and it's going to be settled tonight under the Real American Freestyle rule set.
Cannot wait to watch that main event. We have a really good co-main event as well. Colby Covington, Chaos Colby Covington. Wrestling is his base. He was an All-American at Oregon State. He gets Dillon Danis, Juliana. He brings a little bit of everything to the mat.
Yes, absolutely. Dillon does bring a little bit of everything, and what's exciting about him is, you know, he might be a little bit light in the wrestling department, but I'm excited because this has been a match that's been needing to happen, whether it's wrestling, whether it's MMA. These guys have been squawking towards each other, or at each other, for so long that this is finally coming to fruition, and I am so excited to see it against our fastest rising star, company man, Colby Chaos Covington.
Experience is definitely on Colby's side. I just talked to Dillon Danis. I said, how are you going to win this match? He said, I'm going to avoid the parterre. I don't want to make push-outs part of the game. This is a battle of takedowns, and strategically, I agree with him.
Looking forward to our first matchup. Johnny DiJulius, a 4-time NCAA qualifier for Ohio State, and Connor Beebe, right here in Florida. He was a 4-time national qualifier for Central Michigan. Once again, let's send it to Jazz Securo.
Ladies and gentlemen, we begin in the Real American Freestyle featherweight division. Please welcome to the mat 3-time Ohio State champion, 4-time NCAA championships qualifier from Cleveland, Ohio, Johnny DiJulius. And now, his opponent, 2-time U.S. Open All-American, wrestling out of Clearwater, Florida, the wrestling nerd, Beebe.
Young, what an opportunity. Runs BD Train School of Wrestling about a half an hour away. A 4-time Illinois State champion at Montini Catholic. He's in the Illinois Hall of Fame. Part of 4 team championships. And then he went to Central Michigan where he wrestled for the legendary Tom Borelli. Was a 4-time NCAA qualifier for Central Michigan. was the MAC champ in 2010. And Johnny DiJulius, super exciting, 33 years old, from Aurora, Ohio. What are you looking for early on, Juliana, in this first bout of the night?
You know, I haven't seen Connor Beebe compete in 5 years, and so I'm really excited to see how he does. Also, both of these gentlemen are the head coaches for their respective clubs, and I know that they're trying to put on for their students to see, you know, who the best coach is, I guess.
Johnny DiJulius, after his career at Ohio State, coached at Harvard, Kent State, and Cleveland State. And there with the leg attack early, Chael is Johnny DiJulius.
Yeah, Johnny's in on it. Johnny's a great technician, by the way. He runs some of the top camps all over the country. He's in on a shot here. He's got a chance at exposure. He's got the elbow trap. He's going to get 2 here.
2 points for Johnny DiJulius.
If he brings him all the way back and tips him again, he's got a shot at another 2. He could get another 2 with exposure.
3 2-minute periods. Real American Freestyle 07 here in Tampa. Really good start. How important is it, Juliana, to get off to that quick start in your world, throwing that first punch and doing some damage?
Right when that bell rings, you got to go hard right away, and I saw that in Johnny. That was a nice shot. He got that 2 of exposure, like Chael said, and I know that Connor's looking for his own shot. Stuffed there.
Quick story about myself. I was at the Junior World Team Trials in 1993, and I wrestled a Beebe. Something tells me that is this young man's father or uncle.
Really great family of wrestling, the Beebes.
Yeah, there's 4 sons. They all wrestle. Interesting fact, Connor was telling me that he cornered against Johnny, and so I'm wondering if that's going to have anything to do with this outcome tonight.
Nice deep shot once again on a single leg. Head to the inside for DiJulius. Leads it 2-0, 40 to go in this first period. Shin whizzer here from Connor Beebe. What do you like about this defense, Chael?
I like everything that Beebe's doing. I mean, one thing that Johnny, a good strategy with Johnny, who's been off the mat a while, aside from the practice room, is to get a high pace going, get some scrambles, cause that cardio to really become a factor. Johnny is one of the great technicians, though, in America. That is not something I say loosely. He really understands the sport of wrestling.
He travels tens of thousands of miles with his clinics. He's been to over 100 countries. Super exciting. Swims with the sharks. Jumps off the cliffs. This guy is an adrenaline junkie, and he loves being on the mat. And it's been a good start. It's at 3-0.
And Johnny, actually, you say that, an adrenaline junkie. That's exactly right. This guy base jumps. He was in the movie Unstoppable about Anthony Robles. And Johnny, honestly, I saw him jump off of the cliff. His parachute was packed wrong. He's headed towards the side of the cliff, and you look at his leg, and his leg looks like it's breaking. He's stuck on the side of a cliff. This is what this man lives for. He lives for no live tomorrow. You don't know if you're going to make it to tomorrow, so you've got to live your best life right now. And that's kind of what he stands for. That's kind of what his life is all about, is just proving that you have to take every day as its last.
An exposure and a step out. He leads it 3-0 as we turn our attention to round 2. You talk about that live for today attitude. When he was 6 years old, he lost his mother, Stacy. He was 16 rather, lost his mother, Stacy. She was tragically hit by a car when walking, and it just really changed his life, understandably so. And this guy just gets after it and wasting no time, Chael, living on the legs.
Yeah, it's a great shot if he can convert this. He needs to put Beebe onto his hip. He's working to do it there.
Nice sprawl by Connor Beebe, looking for the go behind.
Now Johnny pops his head to the outside, gonna cut across on a double leg. He's in position to score here.
Johnny was thinking about getting greedy. He was thinking about standing to his feet and trying to plant him for a 4-point feet to back. I think this is a smart move. Take the quick 2 where you can get him. Look right for a gut wrench. Beebe steps over.
Beebe steps over, looking for a fall. And DiJulius is able to fight off his back. And that got the crowd into this.
Looking for his own gut wrench. Connor Beebe trying to turn him.
5-2 score. Talking to Johnny earlier today, he said, you know what, Shane? I'll probably be pretty tired, so pace is going to be big as this match progresses, looking for a bow and arrow. And he's able to look DiJulius over for 2 more, and all of a sudden, we got ourselves a 1-point match with 50 to go in this second period.
A 5 3-point lead might sound nice, but it's not quite what you think under the freestyle rule set.
And that's what makes freestyle so fun, is things can turn on a dime. Freestyle wrestling, and you know this, Jill, when it's 9-0, make no mistake, you are not safe. You are under attack. You are in deep waters, and sharks are circling right now on Johnny DiJulius.
Johnny's doing a great job of getting to the single. He keeps coming back to this. When he brings his head to the middle, ends up in that submarine position, it's a little more difficult to finish. Right here, Johnny needs to, in my opinion, come above the knee with his right hand. When you stay down on the shoe, it allows the opponent to spin. That can create a problem.
Nicely done again for Connor Beebe. For that go behind if he can get that leg free.
Well, reset with 12 seconds. Crowd doesn't like it again. Big contingency of fans here supporting Connor Beebe.
Yeah, what's up with that? Is this like his hometown? I noticed when he came out, this place went crazy for Beebe.
Beebe trained School of Wrestling about a half an hour away, said his college coach Tom Borelli. The legend lives down in Florida. He was going to show up tonight. And what a great way, Juliana, to start this first match.
Yeah, Connor Beebe actually is the wrestling coach of Chad Bronstein, founder of RAF, and I know that all of his students are here to support him, so he's definitely got the hometown advantage here, and man, it's that quick, the reversal to be able to get on top there. I thought it was going to be a pin.
There's that bow and arrow just cranking away.
Well, it's a very nice setup. Generally, you get your leg involved there. He did it with had a leg, but he had such pressure and torque on the back that Johnny had to expose. And I wonder where conditioning does play in. I mean, Johnny told you ahead of time, Shane, that a high-paced match can be a problem. This is a high-paced match.
You look at the body language. Connor Beebe appears to be very fresh. DiJulius, stationary, center of the mat, and here we go in this third period. DiJulius once led it 5-0, but Beebe has stormed back, and there's a shot into a front headlock position, straight on shot, no angle there from Beebe.
See if he can arm drag out of that. That would be nice.
DiJulius creeps his head underneath that right shoulder of Beebe, and we're back to our feet. RAF 07, RAF sizzling coast to coast. Tough act to follow. RAF 06 was incredible in Arizona. Here's Johnny DiJulius once again on the legs.
Absolutely, going back to the wall with that single leg. Johnny driving, he gets reversed. Feet to back for Connor Beebe.
Beebe is going to take a 3-point lead here. Wow.
I believe, guys, they gave it 4 red. It was 4 red awarded to DiJulius. No challenges in Real American Freestyle. That was feet to back, 4 moves for Johnny DiJulius. It was his move on that chest wrap.
Johnny right back in on this single.
Trying to pull that leg into him.
And right now, Chill, if you're Johnny, you want to hang on the legs. These are time hogs for Connor Beebe.
He's still got to beat Beebe, but more than anything, right now, he's just got to beat the clock. And he keeps going back to that single. I got to say, Johnny hasn't missed on this single all night. That has really been a great attack for him.
Holding on to that left leg of Connor Beebe.
Trying to break that wrist control, trying to unlock those hands on that single. Connor Beebe trying to sprawl. It's not working. He's asking the ref, help me out, stand me up. He's not doing anything.
59 seconds remaining.
Connor goes in for a shot. Nice block.
I need you to talk louder, John.
Nice peek for Connor Beebe.
He's got to convert here to 2. Get that second leg, and he's going to score.
DiJulius holding on to that toe for dear life.
Beebe trying to put some points on the board, but we are down to just a half a minute remaining.
30 seconds, still a lot of wrestling time left. There he goes for it. He gets the 2.
9-6. He needs a couple of turns. He's got 20 seconds to work with.
He's got to go quick. He's going back to the bow and arrow.
Scored earlier with this bow and arrow. Going to settle in. Down to 10 seconds. Good parterre defense from Johnny DiJulius.
Ooh. Whoever's running that time needs to be very careful because he only got 10 seconds left. He's got to go for broke.
Great job there by Johnny DiJulius to drop in on the legs once again.
He's getting his payback for Connor cornering against him all those years ago.
Johnny DiJulius in the first of 11 matches here tonight. Victorious. The 33-year-old knocks off Connor Beebe 9-6. Got off to a quick start.
And not without a little controversy. That 4-point exchange, depending on interpretation, could go either way, but this one goes for Johnny. Winner 9-6.
Let's send it to Ben Askren. Ben, what do you think about that 4-point move? What do you think about the call?
What's up, Shane? Hope you guys have a great time. I disagree with this call. This is not a place that a person falls from a single leg. You see Connor Beebe set his foot down and throw him. You can't throw someone from a single leg. So I think under no way, shape, or form is this Johnny's move. I would have went 4 for Beebe for sure.
I agree with that. That's what I thought was going to happen.
Thank you, Ben. We'll check in with you throughout the night. And once again, let's go to Jazz.
Ladies and gentlemen, at 3 periods and a final score of 9-6, your winner, Johnny DiJulius.
Johnny DiJulius, 9-6. Gets a call to go his way. There's a big toss from DiJulius. 4 championships on the line tonight. Wyatt Hendrickson, the reigning champion. He'll battle Trent Hillger. For the first time tonight, let's check in with Abby Hornacek.
Guys, all right, this energy here is absolutely electric in this arena, and let me tell you, this all started earlier today at the fan zone around noon. Some of these kids were there today. Were you guys there? That's right. So you look at these kids and you think, what is driving the momentum behind this sport? And yes, there are top athletes from the world that we love watching on the mat, but it really is the fans driving the success of this forward. And you don't really get that unprecedented access to the athletes in other professional sports. That really sets RAF apart. And a little hot tip for anyone who's planning on going to the next fan zone, Kyle Dake told me today that he is willing to stay for 3+ hours. If he hasn't reached everyone and hasn't taken photos or signed autographs, he will stay so that he makes sure that you get what you want. So really cool at the fan zone. A lot to look forward to tonight. And Shane, one of these days we might see some of these kids on the mat at RAF. How cool would that be?
Well, I love it when the young fans come out. They're able to see it, smell it, they're able to believe it. And yes, everybody starts someplace. RAF 07.
Hats, trading cards are available now. Don't miss out. Grab your piece of RAF history before items sell out.
Light heavyweight matchup with Pat Downey and Trent Hidlay. Pat Downey, 33 years old. He'll be 34 in August. And Pat Downey looking for some redemption.
Real American Freestyle merch. Available online or in person. Don't miss your chance to take a piece of
where winning isn't enough. For Pat Downey, tonight is that point. He arrived the same way he's always lived. Loud, fearless, unapologetic.
Unlock my hands, I'll take anybody in the world down.
When he won, people paid attention.
I told you!
When he lost, the noise faded.
Oh my God, yes, double leg 4, and that's it! That is a technical fall 12.
Not because Pat Downey couldn't compete, but because the weight of expectation became heavier than the moment itself. Then came the quiet. Not headlines, not crowds, just mornings, mats, and mirrors. Because real competitors aren't built with applause. They're rebuilt in the hours no one sees. And in that quiet, a decision, not to be forgiven, not to be rewritten, but to be better. Pat Downey doesn't wrestle to be liked. He wrestles to be honest. Every exchange is accountability. This isn't about erasing the past. It's about earning the future. Because the most dangerous man on the mat isn't the one chasing noise. It's the one done running from himself.
I'm not here to fix who I was. I'm here to prove who I am.
Ladies and gentlemen, we move to the Real American Freestyle Light Heavyweight Division. Making his way to the mat, IBJJF World Champion, 10-time World Olympics Trials Qualifier from Palm Beach, Florida. Here is BD3, the Lizard King, Pat Downey!
The Lizard King, Pat Downey, a junior college national champion at Iowa Central Community College. Ended up at Iowa State, where he was an All-American for the Cyclones in 2016. He was 5th at 197. And he has a tall task tonight.
2025 Senior World Champion, 5-time NCAA All-American, wrestling out of Raleigh, North Carolina, presenting Trent Hidlay.
Trent Hidlay, the world champion in Shale. He didn't win just a world title. It was an epic comeback. He trailed 10-2, came back and won 13-10 over Gazi Magomedov of Russia. He became a legend on that day.
You can argue who the best wrestler is, and we ultimately decide that by who's got more points. But if you want to talk about who the toughest guy in the world was on that specific day, you're looking at him right there. That guy outfought everybody.
This match is brought to you by Spartans.com, the official online gaming partner of Real American Freestyle. Scan now or go to Spartans.com to play. Trent Hidlay, an amazing college career at NC State. 4-time All-American for head coach Pat Popolizio, 2-time finalist. A 4-time ACC finalist. He won 4 ACC crowns. And Chael, when I look at Hidlay, it's about position and pace. He will dig those underhooks. He lives. He pays a lot of bills with those, Chael.
Yeah, not to mention beating people appears to be like a family tradition with he and his brother. But when it comes to that grind, when things get going hard and you've got to dig deep, I've been so impressed with how deep Hidlay is willing to go.
Trent Hidlay has the best underhook, like you said, Shane, that I have ever seen in my life. He wrote the book on it, and when you're that good at something, you kind of just only need one thing, and you just keep hammering it and winning. It's the meat and potatoes for the underhook with Trent that's really impressive. With that being said, Pat Downey has some great upper body locks, and if he can get one, he needs to send it, because otherwise Trent Hidlay is going to be very dangerous here momentarily.
Downey 1-2 in RAF, and he's a fan favorite because he comes to fight. It is anytime, any place. Pat Downey shows up and he scraps.
Absolutely, Pat. We have, I believe this is his 5th match for RAF. We have asked him to go up against all giants, and he never says no. He never backs down. He always takes the match, and this is just another one where, yeah, the chips might be stacked up against him, but if anybody can do it, it's PD3.
I asked Nick Wisdowski, who coaches Trent Hidlay, and I just said, what's so special about this guy? What makes him different? Why can he win world championships? And Nick said, because he likes the grind. He looks forward to the battle coming out. Scoring points is secondary to the fight itself. And when I watch Hidlay, that's one thing that stands out for me. He really impresses. Oh, that old school Iowa mentality. And outwork your opponent.
And with that grind, like you're saying, Chael, I've never seen anybody that not only has that great underhook, but a gas tank. He has an awesome gas tank.
He's got about a 60-gallon gas tank. He runs on jet fuel and leads at 1-0 as Downey went on that 30-second shot clock, was unable to score, and because of that, a point to Hidlay. Situation with it being 3 2-minute periods, a little bit different than UWW freestyle rules, and because of that, they will put somebody on the shot clock if it is scoreless after 60 seconds, and that was the case right there. Shale, what adjustments can Downey make to get to some of his offense?
I think Downey's being very smart. Every now and then, a match can get a little bit too tough where Downey's focused on MMA or he's focused on jiu-jitsu a little bit. It's one of those things where if he can eat up a little clock, save himself for rounds 2 and round 3, I think strategically that was exactly the round Downey wanted to have.
Trent Hidlay, U23 World Silver in 2022, Junior World Bronze in 2019.
Punching that underhook. Ooh, and the push-out point for Hidlay.
Step out point for Hidlay, leads it 2-0.
You can notice that Trent is starting to pick this pace up. He's starting to make this a little bit more of a battle.
Limp arm hard for Hidlay.
That's 2.
He's got a great gut wrench on top. That's right, he's going down below almost as though he's setting up a leg lace, but I suggest for you, he's just looking for Downey to come up a little bit. Trent's gonna come right back up around that body.
Back to our feet. Good power tear defense from Pat Downey to keep it 4-0. And right off that whistle, you look at Hidlay, digs up that underhook on the right side, taking territory.
Close to getting another step-out point is Hidlay.
And there's a throw on the edge. And that is going to be 4 confirmed for Hidlay, who now leads at 8-0, and he is a takedown away from a technical superiority.
That was strategic there by Downey, and he miscalculated the hand a little bit, but he knew he was either going to step out or he could go big right there. He was trying to get 4 points himself, ends up giving up the exposure. 4 points for the opponent.
Goes for that throw once again, and the same result, 4 points for Trent Hidlay. It is a 12-0 technical superiority for Trent Hidlay, who turned 27 out of Lewistown, Pennsylvania. The world champion at 92 kilos in 2025, won that title in Croatia. And he is impressive on this Saturday night in Tampa at RAF 07. Great with those underhooks.
Best underhook in the game, Shane. That underhook beat that whizzer. He took the back. That was nice.
One of the bright young superstars in the United States, Trent Hidlay.
Yeah. He won a gold medal with an underhook.
Just really good body awareness.
Nice hips.
Understands the situation. He knows what Downey's trying to do. Just stayed heavy on that double, feet to back, a pair of 4-point moves. Jazz announces our winner.
Ladies and gentlemen, this match is over with 48 seconds left in period number 2. A final score of 12-0. Your winner by technical fall, Trent Hidlay.
All right, in our first day on television, somebody just informed me an interview is better if you turn the microphone on.
This is media training for Chael 101. Come on.
As I was discussing with the world champion, the story of that match was really 2 4-point feet to backs. How'd you feel out there tonight?
Well, I felt great. I was telling Chael last RAF, I got really sick the week of. Didn't wrestle very well. I got the job done, but I knew coming into Tampa, the weather's beautiful, the food's good out here. I had to put on a show, and I said I was going to throw underhooks. I knew it would take probably to the second or third period, but there's nobody better in the world in that position than me. So if you're going to take that match, you've got to be ready for it.
All right, as we look to the future, is there anybody that you're hoping to get matched up with at Real American Freestyle?
You know, in terms of who I want to wrestle, I don't know exactly. I do have a little bit of a crazy idea for you, though. Are you ready for it?
I'm all ears.
My older brother just accepted the assistant coaching job at NC State. We're back reunited. What do you think about a tag team match? Me and Hidlay Mania versus another group of two.
I think that sounds like a lot of fun. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think? Do you want to see Trent and his older brother team up?
I'll tell you what, I never confirmed that with Hayden, but he'll be down.
Well, congratulations to you and to your brother who just got his first national champion. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the world champion, Trent Hidlay.
An impressive performance for Trent Hidlay. He said it. He's got the best underhooks in the world. A dominating victory, a 12-0 technical superiority for Trent Hidlay, a fan favorite here in Tampa.
I got two, sir. One of them signed by all the rest.
2 matches into her RAF career, the women's middleweight champion has yet to even surrender a point. Kennedy Blades is coming up next.
Kennedy, you said you're going to come to RAF and dominate, and so far you have. You're undefeated. Is that streak going to continue this Saturday night?
Yeah, honestly, 100%. My confidence level is so high because it's like, all right, it's game time, it's go time, let's go dominate. My goal always, every time I walk on the mat, is to dominate. You know, of course we all want to win, but dominating, no one can really say like, oh, she got lucky, or, you know, just the stuff like that. So Saturday night, yes, I will be dominating.
From the ashes,
Wear what the athletes are wearing tonight and score some exclusive RAF 07 merchandise. Scan now to unlock 15% off your order. The offer is good until April 4th, so be sure to act now.
Last one. I promise you in the uppers, we got you covered.
Middleweight championship with Kennedy Blades and Milana Dudieva is coming up. But first, it's David Mistulov and Jason Nolf. Nolf, a 3-time NCAA champion at Penn State. Gold at 2020 Pan Am Championships. Looking forward to that matchup. Jazz with the introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next match is in the Real American Freestyle middleweight division. Please welcome A1 Combat Champion, wrestling out of Ossetia, Russia, David Mistulov.
I gotta tell you, if you get a call at the last second and it's Eric Bischoff and he says, we'd like you to fill in with no preparation on no notice and your opponent is Jason Nolf, you gotta have a lot of courage to say yes, and that young man apparently is the face of courage.
Of course he has that courage. He is the A1 Combat Champion, and although he took the match on short notice, he's a 6-0 pro. Do you think a 6-0 pro is gonna back down when he's offered an opportunity and a challenge like going up against the great Jason Nolf? I don't think so.
And his opponent, Olympic trials finalist, 3-time NCAA champion, wrestling out of Round Rock, Texas, please welcome Jason Nolf.
Does that remind you of Sting? Did you guys used to watch WCW? He's not coming from the rafters, but he's coming from the concession concession stands, and I got to tell you, that's pretty cool. That's a good look. Hey, let me tell you, this is a true story. I just saw Nolf during the warm-up. I said, I heard you got a new opponent. And he looks at me and goes, yeah, I don't know the guy. Is any good? I said, well, yeah, Jason, he's pretty damn good.
Jason Nolf, one of the all-time greats for Cael Sanderson at Penn State. A 4-time finalist for the Nittany Lions. He captured 3 titles. 2-time Big Ten champ. He is 1-1 at RAF. A win over Andy Varela, 10-0 at RAF 04. Back at RAF 01, he lost in a barn burner to Evan Wick, 10-8. And one thing we know, Chael, with Jason Nolf, he's super creative, comfortable in all positions, can score a ton of points. He's tricky.
Well, a quick tie-in here, so we're going to see Kyle Dake later tonight. Nolf in with a shot. He needs to get to both legs to convert here to points.
Look for the treetop, kicks it right out, and the push.
That's going to be one, just one
and
for a step out. 1 point, wow, and this David can scramble. Nolf had him. David came out with 1 point there. He can scramble. Hey, I want to do a quick tie-in. So Jason Nolf was in the final wrest-off for the Olympic team. He lost that spot to who we're going to see later tonight, Kid Dynamite Kyle Dake.
Nice.
To make that spot, Jason Nolf beat Jordan Burroughs. So when you talk about the best of the best, you're looking at him right now. And this old David, who I've only known for about 30 seconds, Juliana, he looks like he can wrestle.
Ooh, yes he can, and he's up for the challenge. Jason Nolf had the most exciting matchup against Evan Wick for RAF 1. It looks like he might pass that up and exceed expectations because this is already getting off to an amazing start. Jason Nolf so quick.
But I would say it's a really good start for Mistulov to only be down 2-0.
I agree. He was dead to rights on that takedown. He was dead to rights on this exposure. By the way, for the audience at home, what we just witnessed is what's known as a push-out, but from the parterre position. All right, I'm going to come back to that later. Nolf, he converts this one for 2.
Is he going to get this gut wrench for the second attempt? Let's see if he goes for it. He's
going to load up his hips, roll it through. This is big-time trouble for Mistulov. He's got him tight on a high gut. Up 6-0. The exposure for 2 more makes it 8. 2 more points, and this one is over.
David doesn't know what to do. He doesn't have that much freestyle wrestling experience. He is the training partner of Arman Tsarukyan, Khamzat Chimaev. But does he know the freestyle rule set as well as Jason Nolf?
The rules aren't going to save him right now, Juliana. The rules aren't going to save him. He's down 8-0.
Yeah, you got to go for broke.
David's yet to mount an offense, and it really isn't his fault. It's because Nolf has been so aggressive. This is David's chance. Show us. Can you get to a single? Can you get to a double?
Want to wish his wife, Maddie Nolf, she turns 30 tomorrow.
Happy birthday, Maddie.
Jason turning 30 this past January. They have a young daughter. They brought her to Tampa. And her dad is one tough dude. Nolf darts in on a single leg.
Gets the kick out again. That's over. It's a wrap.
And he's got the 2 on the edge. It is a technical superiority for Jason Nolf. Jason Nolf was able to get to his offense. Nice
single.
crisp shot.
Beautiful. Takes it back for 2 and ties up that gut wrench. That parterre position, trying to get some offense there. Jason Nolf goes for it. Gets that gut wrench. Goes for it again a second time. Another low single shot. Kicks out that back leg, that back treetop. Gets him down for the 2 to seal the deal. 10-0.
Jason Nolf, 2-time U.S. Open champ, dominant tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, with 6 seconds left in the very first period and a final score of 10-0, your winner by technical fall, Jason Nolf!
Chael Sonnen with our winner, Jason Nolf.
Jason, you're saying something to me. What is it?
Oh, I just said I wanted to throw a shirt at the end.
Oh, hey, some people know how to make an entrance, by the way. That was very cool coming down from the rafters. How are you feeling right now?
I feel like that's my thing. I like getting the crowd involved. It's amazing down here in Tampa, so I just wanted to put on a show for the fans.
All right. Later tonight, one of your teammates, Kyle Snyder, is going to take on a fellow Olympic champion in Taz. How excited are you for that contest?
Oh, Kyle Snyder is one of my best friends, so he's got to get this one back. He's going to go out and wrestle hard and have fun, and that's all we can do.
Your official prediction is Kyle Snyder?
Kyle Snyder, 100%.
And who should we look forward to seeing you take on next, Jason?
Well, I'd like to get that match with Saipudinov. So hopefully he's feeling better for the next event. Planning on being out in Philly next month. So want to stay active, keep competing, and become the RAF champ. Praise Jesus.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, a happy birthday to Jason Nolf. A happy birthday to Maddie, who's turning 30 tomorrow. Give it up for your winner, Jason Nolf.
Here inside the Yuengling Center in Tampa, electricity here at RAF 07. Still to come on this card, the Cruiserweight Championship. Four-time world champion Kyle Dake, four-time NCAA champion at 4 different weights, against Parker Keckeisen, a 3-time national finalist at Northern Iowa, captured the crown in 2024, and super impressive at RAF 04 when he knocked off world champion Zahid Valencia. Our next stop is RAF 8 in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, PA. It's April 18th. RAF takes over the Liacouras Center, and we have an unreal ticket offer. Scan the QR code on your screen and receive a buy one, get one. That's right, buy one, get one offer for RAF 8. Be there in person to see Marab make his RAF debut against Olympic gold medalist Henry Cejudo. The only way to get that offer is to scan now. Can't wait for April 18th in Philly. RAF fans, Real American Beer just launched RAB Zero. Same bold Real American flavor, just without the alcohol. You can buy online today. Scan the QR code on your screen or head to the realamericanbeer.com and use code RABZERO for 10% off. Our next matchup, Kadir Saipudinov and Aiden Sinclair. Aiden Sinclair just left Cleveland a week ago when he captured 3rd place at the NCAA Championships. Fun matchup with a pair of young hammers.
Ladies and gentlemen, next up, Real American Freestyle Cruiserweight Division. Please welcome Asia silver medalist, world bronze medalist, wrestling out of Bahrain, Kadir Saipudinov.
Kadir Saipudinov, born in Dagestan, Russia, part of the Abdul Rashid Sajalayev Wrestling Club. Dagestan, Russia, the best wrestlers in the world.
And his opponent, NCAA All-American, U20 National Champion from Columbia, Missouri, Aiden Sinclair.
Aiden Sinclair was in a Missouri singlet 1 week ago. He finished 3rd in the NCAA. They interviewed him when he was done, and he said, I'm going out to Tampa for Real American Freestyle. I thought he was joking around. I thought he meant like to come and sit by us and be a fan. Turns out he's ready to wrestle.
A lot of the guys from last week, they're on spring break, getting some R&R, some rest and relaxation, but this is a guy, Juliana, that absolutely loves to wrestle. He's a product of the Ben Askren Wrestling Academies, and at that school, they preach opportunity, competing. You can learn a lot from competition.
Aiden Sinclair is such an amazing steward of the sport of wrestling. He's got such a great attitude. He's young. He's hungry. He looks amazing in that singlet, by the way. Thank you, Dustin Kawa. And I got to tell you, he is staying active, and that's what he loves to do. He literally says it over and over and over again. I love wrestling, and you can see that in the way that he wrestles. He's just full of life.
Looking for the takedown. He's got Saipudinov on his hips, and he scores the first takedown. Just 25 seconds in. One thing, Shale, that he does a really good job of, he's a technical wizard, and he stays really patient in those positions.
And that's a lot of the Ben Askren system. A lot of that is the scrambles. It's the in-between. It's positions that other people don't take time to learn and understand. One thing I love about the college guys, I feel that their pace is superior to international wrestling. One big advantage that I'm going to see with Aiden Sinclair is his ability to push hard for 6 minutes. Don't forget, 1 week ago, his sport called for 7 minutes. This is actually a reduction, which means he's really going to be able to put his foot on the pedal.
He was 32-2 this season, third at 184, as you mentioned, and he's right back in on a single leg halfway into this first period. Works to his feet, improves his position, has that underhook as well.
And Kadir Saipudinov is from Dagestan, but he transferred over to Bahrain where he took that bronze. He's 22 years old, competing at 74 kilograms.
At those World Championships in Zagreb, lost to Levi Haynes. Also wrestled at the World Championships in October of 2024. He was 0-1. He's a two-time Senior Asian Championships medalist. A silver in 2025. Underhook there for Sinclair, short time. 15 ticks showing in this first period. Sinclair leading with the takedown. Collar tie left side, heavy snap there.
And if Sinclair gets it done, I wonder if he would like a rematch with Trent Hidlay. Maybe he can find a tag team partner to go against Trent, because any of his losses has just been to absolute studs. Lost to Trent Hidlay in the Open Finals last year. And I think it's fun to see these guys that you've already gone against and, you know, future matchups. That's just all I'm saying, future matchups.
I don't disagree. That would be a lot of fun. We'll see. I'm going to ask Aiden that question if I interview him after this match, see what he thinks about that. Here's the takedown. He had an opportunity to drive into him and try to get an exposure here. He kind of fought more of a collegiate mindset, get to, cover the hips, back on his feet. Very good aggressiveness by Aiden Sinclair. I hope he continues that in the next two periods.
Some good defense there from Saipudinov to keep it a 2-0 match. Here we go in the second period. Sinclair, 2024 U20 Pan Am champion, U17 World Team member in 2023, wrestled in Turkey. Enjoys playing the piano. A man of many, many talents. He's interesting.
Like real piano, or are we talking like hop crossbunds? Hop crossbunds.
That's the recorder. That's the recorder.
Jill. Mary had a little lamb.
All right.
Nice underhook, trying to go for that knee tap, but nice counter defense from Aiden Sinclair. He is a counter specialist.
His only losses this season to Angelo Ferrari of Iowa, most recently in the quarters. But Shale, when you were an All-American, you won your final match, taking 5th place. You always want to get that odd number. He came back and stormed his way to 3rd place.
Yeah, not easy to do. There's the best guys in the world. They love to call it the national championship, but as the only country that contests it, it's really for a world title. I think that this young man is so impressive. He was right there with Ferrari. You can do that match again, and he can get it. There's 2 points.
There's 2.
This will go right into his turn here.
Let's see if he can get this gut wrench.
Second takedown. One in the first, one in the second for Aiden Sinclair from Edgerton, Wisconsin. He was a 3-time Wisconsin State champion at Milton High School, wrestled for Pat Yelk.
Teammates with Keegan O'Toole, teammates at the club through the Askren Academy with Parker Keckeisen, who we're going to see later tonight, going for a title against Kid Dynamite.
Askren Wrestling Academy has changed the game in Wisconsin. A lot of AWA guys around the country having a ton of success.
At just 20 years old this year, he was the #2 seed at the NCAAs. And, you know, we know that he was taking third in the semifinals, but when they got done asking Aiden how he felt, he said, you know, there's some seniors that would die for an opportunity to wrestle here. There are so many people that would just love the opportunity, and then you get some other guys who are like, oh, I don't want to do it, or they want to be lazy. But Aiden really seems to have his head on his shoulders correctly, because his attitude is just like, I get this opportunity. I get to wrestle. I am getting the chance to go compete right after this, after the NCAAs. Yeah, I took third, but not that big of a deal. I get to wrestle every single day and do what I love, and that's why I love this kid, his spirit.
Who would not want to wrestle here? I mean, the energy, the music. I mean, you can hear this place just bouncing here in Tampa. RAF 07. Talked about it before. This product is sizzling, it's entertaining, and people want to see scraps. And that's what we're seeing.
For a guy that's known for being so funky, much like his coach, this was very good basics by the young Aiden Sinclair. Get to a single, get a hold, convert to a double, score your points, wait for the next exchange.
He was in on that single on that last two, and then he peeked out real quick, took the back for that two, and it was really quick. I would like to see him do that again. Just go for it. Right when you go get that single, just peek out just like he did in that first period.
Gets to the leg again.
Kadir looks a little more hip to the game here. He's defending. You can tell he's using a lot of strength not to get this takedown.
Sinclair staying heavy, and he's going to score once again. Another takedown for Sinclair makes it 7-0.
Very strategic how he did that. He wanted to pop up, he wanted to drive in like in collegiate rules, but he knew if he got his hips a little high, he could get rolled through. He's very patient there.
He's been really patient this entire match, picking his spots. He's been just really executing on these attacks. Good position. He's kept Saipudinov away from his legs.
Good job, keep going.
Saipudinov on the board with that step out, 7-1.
And he's got 1 minute to come back into this match and try to get a win here, and you just got to build it one takedown at a time.
55 seconds remaining.
He's going for a step out again.
He's going to score that.
Nice.
7-2.
One brick at a time.
If you're Sinclair, you want to control the mat, keep your butt to the center, take territory, don't let that underhook push you around.
And again, Aiden Sinclair is just a great counter specialist.
Circle to it.
Looking for the high crotch.
Good counter there from Sinclair, 9-2. Nice crowd here in Tampa inside the England Center.
Give me one more takedown.
His corner is asking for one more takedown for a technical fall. See if he can tech him here.
He's up by 7. 10 points is a technical superiority. Single leg here from Saipudinov. Looking for his first takedown, and he's got it to make it 9-4, but
a little too late.
Little too late as time is going to expire. 9-4 for Aiden Sinclair as he knocks off the bronze medalist from the 2025 World Championships at 79 kilos. It's been an exciting couple of weeks for Aiden Sinclair. Great defense there from the Missouri Tiger. Sinclair scoring a couple of takedowns. And he is victorious on this Saturday night.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 periods of the final score of 9-4, your winner, Aiden Sinclair!
Aiden Sinclair with the bad guy, Chael Sonnen. As Aiden gets the USA chance. He's fired up.
Oh, tell him, young Aiden, how are you feeling right now?
I feel great. I'm ready for another.
1 week ago, I caught you wrestling in the NCAA tournament, and now we see you doing freestyle. How's it feel to be a two-sport athlete?
Oh, it's fantastic. I'm an every sport athlete. Ask the guys. When I play handball in the room, kickball, I'm a different breed.
Aiden, if you got to make your next match for Real American Freestyle, who would you like to face?
Give me anyone. Do like no holds bar. Tag them in one after another. Let's go!
Your longtime teammate, Parker Keckeisen, is going to be given a shot at the title in a number of minutes here. He's taking on Kyle Dake. How do you see that contest?
Dude, Parker Keckeisen all the way. Askren Wrestling Academy, baby. Ben Askren, Max Askren. That's how we do it. Let's go!
Young man, you have caught fire. Give it up for the winner, Aiden Sinclair.
Aiden Sinclair, victorious here in Tampa just a week ago, captured third place at the national tournament in Cleveland. A guy that loves to wrestle. Still to come, our main events, our co-main events. Colby Covington, an All-American at Oregon State, and Dillon Danis, catchweight at 200 pounds. And then our main event, the rematch. Arman Tsarukyan and Georgio Poullas. And earlier today, the fans got to hang out with the athletes from RAF 07. Great experience for the fans. You know, the athletes appreciate it. Great to see that fan interaction. And with more on the Fan Fest, Abby Hornacek.
Yeah, that Fan Fest, again, was so much fun. And I talked earlier about the unprecedented access that these kids, these fans get to the athletes. And one lucky fan from the Fan Fest will get to walk this ramp, the red carpet, with their favorite wrestler. If it's a little girl, she walks out with Kennedy Blades. And if it's a little boy, he will walk out with Wyatt Hendrickson. So both amazing options. Just imagine being a kid, looking around at the stands, being used to being a fan in the stands, but getting that opportunity with one of these wrestlers. Pretty spectacular. So we're going to look forward to that. But in the meantime, let's take a look at the RAF leaderboard. The next three matches feature three wrestlers currently at the top. Bo Bassett is the leader with the fastest pin and the most exposures in a match. Kennedy Blades tied for the lead with the most takedowns in a match. And Wyatt Hendrickson holds the record so far with the largest margin of victory. So that's just such a spectacular moment, very special treat for fans. And Shane, now it's time to see if Bo Bassett can add another category to that list.
Check out that suplex from Kennedy Blades. Tell you what, Abby Hornacek, welcome to wrestling. You talk about courage.
She sold that. I thought she was awesome. I told her good job earlier. She said she felt like a celebrity, that everybody was coming up. She was more recognized for that than anything else she had done.
I'll tell you what, I don't know if I would volunteer to get suplexed by Kennedy Blades.
Hey, Tampa, who else wants a shirt? In the fan zone!
Tonight, the 20-year-old phenom, 170 and 0 in his high school career, 2-0 here at RAF, looks to further build on his growing mythology. It is Bo Bassett and Vladimir Khinchegashvili, who turns 35 next month.
We not only appreciate the kid, we appreciate the parent.
Bo Bassett.
Hey, what's up?
You're considered like the next generational talent in wrestling. You're undefeated in RAF, but now you face a former Olympic gold medalist. How do you feel about that challenge?
Yeah, well, I love wrestling. I love an opportunity, and this is one of the biggest opportunities I've ever had in my entire life. An Olympic gold medalist. I'm huge on chasing out lions, chasing down challenges, and this is probably one of the biggest ones I've ever faced, so I'm excited. So,
thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks.
The USA chants here inside the Yuengling Center for three-time Pennsylvania State champion Bo Bassett.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next match is in the Real American Freestyle Featherweight Division. Please welcome World Champion, Olympic Silver Medalist, Olympic Gold Medalist, representing representing the country of Georgia, here is Vladimir Khinchegashvili.
Bo Bassett dreams of being Olympic champion. Many people believe Bo Bassett can go on and be Olympic champion, but this young man is the Olympic champion. Gold medalist right there. 2 trips to the finals, 1 gold, 1 silver. This is the biggest test of Bo's career to date.
And when he won that gold medal in the Olympics, Bo Bassett was only not 10 years old. That's just the age discrepancy that you're about to see right now.
And his opponent, 3-time Pennsylvania State champion, 4-time Super 32 champion, cadet world champion, representing Johnstown, Pennsylvania, Bo Machine Gun Bassett.
Out of Johnstown, Pennsylvania, Bo Bassett's machine gun mindset, chasing lions, a guy that loves the sport. And Bo Bassett, Chael, it is about pace, pace, and pace. It is a sprint from the opening whistle. It is a 100-meter dash for Bo Bassett.
2 weeks ago, I watched Bo win his final state championship, but this is a massive step up. Bo wrestling collegiate, wrestling under that high school rule set, taking on a guy that is full-time freestyle. It's very hard to say who the favorite is tonight.
Bo Bassett, 170-0 for the Bishop McCourt Crushers. 165 bonus point victories. This is Pennsylvania, the best high school wrestling state in the country, and right out of the gate, these two are scrapping.
You're good here, Bo. You're good here.
Made a commitment to Virginia Tech. Bo Bassett, machine gun, wakes up at 5 o'clock in the morning every single day. His dedication, pure grit. He's fast, but Lotto is definitely not going out without a fight, is here to prove that he still got it.
Bo Bassett leading it 2-0, working on a gut wrench, and we'll bring him back to the center. Quick start for Bo Bassett.
Interesting score. You could have done that 2-2. You could have gone 2 the other way. Interesting score there. I don't know that I disagree. That all happened so fast.
Nice 2-on-1.
But as it stands, 2 points for Bassett.
Khinchegashvili won the gold in 2016 at 57 kilos. Beat Ray Higuchi to stand atop the podium in Rio. That's going to be a step out as Bassett adds to his lead 3-0 and quickly hustles back to the center, waiting there like a rabid dog.
He touched his ankle. It looked like he kind of maybe rolled his ankle there. But did you guys know that Lotto is an actual member of the parliament in Georgia?
I read that on Wikipedia.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? This guy's a congressman. Well, what would be considered a congressman in the United States. But yes, a member of parliament in Georgia.
He's a 3-time world medalist. Gold in 2015 for Khinchegashvili. And you talk, Chael, about a hit list of tough guys. I mean, let's try that again. Khinchegashvili, he has knocked off a ton of world and Olympic champs.
Oh yeah, no, I've watched this guy. I've watched this guy take out so many great people. There is youth. Youth does seem to favor Bo. I mean, right? It's a very fine line. At what point are you inexperienced? At what point is your clock a little got too many miles on it? It's one of these interesting things. Look, Bo Bassett is going to go to Virginia Tech. I predict that he wrestles next year. Shane, the question I have for you: does he win the NCAA tournament?
That tournament, Chael, is so tough to win. A million things have to go right. One thing goes wrong. Bo Bassett gets behind. 2 more, 5-1. A huge score inside of 15 seconds. Those short time scores are so big. Can he score again with 5 seconds to go? He's got the leg in right side, crossbody for Bassett, and a good first period for Bo Bassett, 5-1 after the opening 2 minutes.
But you get my proposition on it. How much would you like to see Bo Bassett take on Sergio Vega, just for example? How fun would that be to look forward to?
Sergio just won his NCAA champion 2 weeks ago. Not even, was it 2 weeks or was it last week?
Last Saturday.
Last Saturday, 1 week. To the
Bo
date.
Bassett, great career at Bishop McCourt.
Walk down memory lane. You know, they introduced him as a 3-time PA state champion. Is that stat true? I believe he won 4.
He won 3, did not wrestle at the state tournament as a freshman.
Injury. Wow.
won the Ironman 4 times, 3-time Powerade champ, the 4-time Super 32 champion.
When you've won so many state titles that the announcers have lost track, I think that's a pretty good sign.
I think you are looking in Bo Bassett like a wrestler who's going to be dominating for the next decade easily. He has just got so much momentum coming into RAF and just in his career. A little sportsmanship there between Lotto and Bo Bassett.
It's simply the pace. His opponent wants to be upset, but he's looking at it going, hey, you're not doing anything but wrestling. You're just wrestling really hard.
Yeah.
And Bo is. I mean, this really is an amazing pace. There's another one. That should be 1. How are they going to score?
Maybe 4.
The judgment there is that the action was in motion.
4 was delivered.
It was 4 confirmed, so 9-1. And look at Bo Bassett. He is a takedown away, moving his hands up, getting this crowd in the USA chants. Just so heavy with his hands.
And this has happened to wrestlers in the past where they come into RAF for the first time thinking it's going to be something else, and then they, hello, welcome to RAF, you're in a whole nother world now. Looking to kick over. And he looks to getting pinned right here. Bo can pin him.
Looking to pin an Olympic champion. Woo. It is instead going to be a 10
we are all done. We are all done here.
It was 11-1. Technical superiority for Bo Bassett.
11-1, 13-3. The bottom line is that is a technical fall, and Bo Bassett just beat an Olympic gold medalist.
He'll wrestle at Virginia Tech. Lots of excitement with that Hokie program, and a lot of offense, Juliana. It was pedal to the metal the entire time. He's a sprinter.
The reason why everybody should be looking up to Bo Bassett is because he wrestles the entire time. The second that bell rings, he comes out guns blazing. He does not stop, and that is why they call him the machine gun. He is all pressure all the time, wrestling in all positions all the time. He is an absolute inspiration, and like I said, he's going to be dominating the wrestling scene for the next 10 years easily.
A suffocating pace on display from Bo Bassett.
The match ends at 1 minute 3 seconds left in period number 2. A final score of 13-3. Your winner by technical fall, Bo Machine Gun Bassett.
And Chael is with
Bo Bassett. You did not just beat the Olympic champion, you finished him. How are you feeling right now?
I feel outstanding. I'm so grateful. Jesus Christ, the way, the truth, the life. Shout out to my family. Shout out to my dad and my brothers. Shout out to the Hokies on the screen. This one was for my family. Thanks.
Bo, there's so much conversation on what's going to be next for you. I know that Real Woods is somebody that is looming in the back, if you will. How do you feel about a potential matchup, you and Real Woods?
I got a lot of respect for Real, but I'm going to wrestle him at Final X. So I want to wrestle Henry, and I have too much respect to ever call him out. But you guys want to see Henry Cejudo next? Let's go.
I think they like your idea maybe more than I like mine. Bo, let me put you on the spot. Next year, are you going to redshirt?
Yeah, Coach Roby, Freyer, Tonelli, Coach Hott, and Coach Latone are watching, but those are my guys and their family. I love those guys, so I'm going to do whatever they need, and I'm all in. All in.
Arman versus Georgio. It's going to be our last match of the night. Give me a prediction.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's going to be fireworks. We're going to be mat side for that. And my last shout out to Jesus Christ, the way, the truth, the life.
Ladies and gentlemen, Machine Gun Mindset, give it up for Bo Bassett.
Bo Bassett's super impressive as he knocks off the 2016 Olympic champion from Rio, Vladimir Khinchegashvili. Ryan Blackwell won a couple of North Carolina state titles, an academic All-American at UNC Pembroke, and awarded the Purple Heart for Valor and Navy and Marine Corps Medal. The sport doesn't remember everyone, but it never forgets the ones who changed it. And at Real American Freestyle, legacy lives forever. Tonight, we honor the legend of Ryan Blackwell.
In this sport, you don't last long without grit.
Wrestling is life.
You don't survive without heart.
When he sets his mind to something, it happens.
Ryan Blackwell has always been defined by one thing.
Knowing that how I practice is how I'm going to perform and compete, you got to show up and be ready.
Resilience. Ryan answered a different call when he joined the United States Navy.
I came from a military family. My father was prior service, my grandfather prior service, both in the Navy. The Navy just felt like a right fit for me.
Team before self, mission first.
Once I was stationed here in Pensacola, Florida, I became part of this program where I was to work with foreign students as they were acclimating to our culture. I guess you can say North Carolina raised me, Florida made me.
In an instant, everything he built hung in the balance.
On December 6, 2019, I arrived to work at 5:30 in the morning. Shortly after that, we heard gunshots going off and there was an active shooter threat, and we were the next target. I had stood up, I had told one of my colleagues to secure the door, get behind me, and to call 911. I had called my captain to let him know that there was an active shooter not to enter the building. And as soon as I had made that phone call, the shooter was at my office and he shot through my office door and it struck me in my arm.
When he was shot, the world stopped.
I dropped my phone and I rotated towards a female that was behind me, and I had used my body kind of as a wall and it had protected her, but I was shot 5 more times. I remember falling over, holding my head, just thinking, I don't want to die, I don't want to die. And then all of a sudden I felt the most peace I've ever had in my life.
But wrestlers understand something most don't. You don't lose when you get taken down. You lose when you stay there.
And then right when I was starting to drift away, I could hear my phone and it was just saying, Blackwell, Blackwell, are you still there? And I was able to snap back in. It reminded me of wrestling. It reminded me of the third period where it's go time, it's short time on the clock, and I got to find a way to score. And that's kind of what it brought me back to. I got up and I ran to the back window, and then we jumped out of the window and we landed in the bushes. I went back to call my captain and said, sir, we need a ride. We need to get to the hospital now. When I had said that, one of the deputies said, you're not going to die on my watch. Get in the back of my cruiser.
I had one, maybe that was shot. He was on the bed covered in blood. The doctor's coming in, the nurse is coming in.
I'm gonna have to have emergency surgery. Said a prayer and I just put it all on God and rolled into the OR and I woke up in the recovery ward.
Ryan Blackwell refused to stay down.
The goal was to walk out of the hospital because I had walked into the hospital. But that's when the real test began. I had partially paralyzed right arm. I had a colostomy bag.
It was just taking everything step by step, day by day.
When they did the investigation on the shooter, they found his ties to Al-Qaeda. The terrorist attack on December 6, 2019 was the first terrorist attack on U.S. soil since 9/11. That was carried out by a foreign national. Had an award ceremony where they had honored me with the Purple Heart and the Navy and Marine Corps Medal for Heroism, which is the highest non-combat award that you can receive. And now I feel like I'm making sure that that wasn't given in vain. What we have to offer here at Well Trained is using the sport of wrestling as that tool to give them the skills that saved my life.
Today, Real American Freestyle doesn't honor his achievements. We honor his fight.
I just did what I hope anybody would do given that situation. I didn't do it for the hero role. I did it to save my life and those around me so that I could go back to my family and continue to serve the world with a purpose.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome RAF Legends Champion, Ryan Blackwell.
Once again, give it up for Ryan Blackwell!
saw Chad Bronstein, Izzy Martinez, and Eric Bischoff present the Legends belt. Congratulations to Ryan Blackwell. An amazing story, and a big thanks to Ryan Blackwell, the past and current servicemen and women serving our great nation here in the United States and around the world. Heavyweight championship belt is on the line. Wyatt Hendrickson puts it on the line against Trent Hillger. Hendrickson, of course, that huge upset last March in Philly when he knocked off Gable Steveson. And Trent Hillger, a four-time All-American at Wisconsin. So now the reigning RAF World Champion and famed Gable Steveson Slayer meets Trent Hillger in an explosive battle of wills.
Thanks. Why? Third fight with RAF. What's your opponent got to worry about?
Yeah, this is my third Real American Freestyle event, and the first two have gone my way, and I'm looking for the same result the third time. I'm facing Trent Hillger, very good wrestler. Last time we wrestled, 34 points were on the board, so he got a couple throws on me, and he actually threw me for 5, so I got to get him back, and I'm going to go big this time.
What's a headline that's going to play in the newspaper after this fight?
Well, it's not really breaking news. I think everyone's expecting me to win, but it might be like, oh my gosh, like Hendrickson goes 2 back-to-back 5-point moves to secure his championship belt. And, like I've said before, this is my belt. It's staying with me. It's not going anywhere.
Trent, at Final X recently, you nearly beat Wyatt Hendrickson. What makes you think you beat him this time?
I mean, I know I'm better on my feet than he is, so I can't let him take me down, but if we stay on our feet, I'm going to beat him.
Do you have a different strategy this time?
Oh, yeah. I got a different strategy, but we're going to keep that until the match.
If there's one thing you can tell Wyatt Hendrickson, look at the camera for him right now.
I mean, come on, man. The belt's coming to me. You know I'm better on my feet, and that's where we're going to keep it.
Thank you for your time.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next match is for the Real American Freestyle Heavyweight World Championship. Please welcome Trent Hillger.
Trent Hillger from Holly, Michigan. You heard Wyatt talk about it. They met in Final X. Hendrickson won the first match 10-0 and then won the second one 20-14. These two big guys exhausted the scoreboard and lit it up for 34 points.
And being escorted to the mat by RAF Fan Zone winner, 10-year-old Leo Gura, your RAF Heavyweight World Champion, Wyatt Hendrickson.
Captain America, the biggest upset in NCAA history is when Wyatt Hendrickson took out Gable Steveson 1 year and 1 week ago to this day. By the way, Gable just got signed at Real American Freestyle. Should we be looking forward to something?
Absolutely, bringing more stars to RAF. And how cool is this? This is 10-year-old Leah Guerra. He won the RAF raffle earlier today at the Fan Zone. That was such a cool deal with the athletes and the young fans getting to meet their heroes. Wyatt Hendrickson, the RAF champion, the first of 4 championship matches here in Tampa.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are scheduled for 3 periods for the RAF Heavyweight World Championship. Introducing your challenger first on my right. He weighed in at 248.2 pounds, a 4-time NCAA All-American, a U.S. Senior National Team member, and a U.S. Senior World Team Trials Champion, wrestling out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Introducing Trent Hillger. His opponent across the mat, he weighed in at 258.4 pounds. He is a Hodge Trophy winner and NCAA national champion. he is the reigning, defending, undisputed Real American Freestyle Heavyweight Champion of the World, presenting from Newton, Kansas, Wyatt, Captain America, Hendrickson!
Wyatt Hendrickson
When the action begins,
won that national title for David Taylor and the Cowboys, and then the Hodge Trophy winner, third in Oklahoma State history, joined Steve Mocco and Alex Derringer. Began his career at the United States Air Force Academy, where he was a two-time All-American for Sam Barber and the Falcons.
Back to it.
What are you looking forward to, Chael, in this heavyweight showdown?
I'll tell you, I watched their big famous match where they put up 34 points, and one thing about it, they both had the ability to gut-wrench the other. That specific technique, though, from the parterre position on top, it was almost like a kryptonite, but to both athletes, whoever got on top more is who ended up winning that contest.
What are you looking for, Juliana?
I'll tell you what, these are not your grandpa's heavyweights. These guys move so agile. They are quick. They're like cats. They're fast. And I'm looking forward to Trent, four-time All-American from Wisconsin, making his RAF debut to do something with this opportunity that he's been given, because Wyatt is very confident that that belt is staying home with him.
These guys met in the national tournament in 2021. It was in the blood round. And Hillger knocked off Hendrickson at the U.S. Open last year. It was 10-4 in favor of Hendrickson. Might have misspoke. It was Hillger. Did I say Hillger won in 2021 in the blood round?
Yep.
And Hillger, you mentioned, Chael, that we signed Gable Stevenson. Gable needed a training partner, and Minnesota, the Gopher Wrestling Club, paid Trent to come in and be his partner, and his skill set got a lot better. You know, in their match with Wyatt at Final X last June, you know, he lost, but he has definitely, he didn't make it easy. He's gotten a lot better since training with Gable. But at the press conference yesterday, he said, after I fight Wyatt, I want to fight, and I want to go up against Gable Stevenson. I was like, with friends like these, who needs enemies?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Careful what you ask for. Hey, by the way, in that parterre exchange, Wyatt stayed below the waist like he was looking for a leg lace, when the big opportunity in his last match with Trent was above the waist in the gut wrench. We'll see if he gets back there, if he makes that same choice.
4-0, 15 seconds first period. The first of 4 championship matches here at RAF 07. Shane Sparks, Juliana Pena, and the bad guy, Chael Sonnen and Matt Side here inside the England Center. And the first period is in the book, 4-0. In the corner is Troy Steiner for Trent Hillger, and right now I want to talk about Jay Robinson, the legendary coach at the University of Minnesota. Our thoughts are with Jay Robinson. He's battling some health issues, and one of the legends, one of the great ones, Jay Robinson. Wyatt Hendrickson from Newton, Kansas. U23 world champ in 2023. At RAF 04, he beat Mason Paris 13-2 in a matchup of national champions and Dan Hodge Trophy winners. There's a shot from Hillger, but against a guy like Hendrickson, Chael, you cannot get caught underneath those hips.
Yeah, and Hillger's scrambling with them. Hillger really moves very well. To Juliana's point earlier, like for big guys, they never seem to slow down when you get to this level. And how tough being Wyatt, by the way. You're walking around, you're the NCAA champ, you're the Real American Freestyle champ, but people are still talking about Gable Stevenson. It's one of those things where sometimes you prove it, but you gotta prove it twice.
And speaking of proving it, you know, I know Gable is just an absolute phenom, but I predict that he will not take a challenge against Wyatt right off the bat when we see him coming in and making his RAF debut. I don't think he will.
And maybe we could even argue, does he have the right to? I mean, maybe Gable, like anybody else, has got to come in, start like a contender, and work your way up. This is the champ we're staring at, after all.
And for a long time, Gable seemed like the Moby Dick, like the whale we just couldn't catch, and then we finally got him. So it's so exciting to see where he's going to be placed inside of this division.
In this sport, you guys understand this better than me, being in that octagon. Nobody is safe. Things happen quickly. Everybody is beatable at this level.
Yes, and speaking of beatable, Trent is that challenger built to test Wyatt. I would like to see him get some offense off, though. He's got to go here. We're in the second period. There's 40 seconds left. That's still a lot of wrestling time in the third period and the end of this second period, but he's got to do something.
Shale, if you are Hillger against a guy like Hendrickson, how do you get an angle?
Well, and that's what's most important, whether he's going to do that with an arm drag or he's going to snap him. One thing that Trent's doing is he appears to have a bit of a defensive mindset here. He's kind of standing his ground and just waiting for Wyatt to attack, hoping maybe he can cause a scramble or get an exposure. He's going to have to get on top, and he's going to have to look for that gut wrench. And by the way, he's going to need to do it in the next 15 seconds.
10 seconds remaining in this second period.
But I'm not seeing an urgency, is my point to this on Hillger. It's almost like he's complacent and he's waiting. I don't know if that's strategy and he's going to open up in the third round, but his offense has never really got going in this match.
6-0 after 4 minutes.
And a lot of nice camaraderie between these gentlemen yesterday. You saw them talking the trash, but then they gave each other a hug and, you know, kind of going back and forth with razzing each other, but they seem to be in good spirits with one another.
That is Lee Roper, assistant coach for the Cowboys, Oklahoma State, a runner-up to the Nittany Lions last weekend in Cleveland. And you look at the reflexes, that quickness. You talked about it, Juliana. These guys are like cats, and you see that speed from Wyatt Hendrickson.
I think Wyatt's confidence, too, is just soaring. Each match that we see him in, his confidence just seems to build higher and higher, and I'm happy to see that for him.
And Shale, a good start to 2026 for Hendrickson. He's already medaled at a couple UWW ranking series events, trying to set himself up at the World Championships.
Yeah, good re-attack right there.
Let's score here. Attack it.
Hillger's going to need to move. Look, a snap down is an option. Step to the side, convert to a single. Trent is generally a little more active. There's a good shot.
Beautiful shot. Let's see if he can finish it. Can't sit that pocket. Nice sprawl, heavy hips.
Look at those hips just feeding him.
Looking for the go behind for two.
And that's one thing, particularly at heavyweight. When you get to a single, you got to convert to a double right away. You don't want to start battling the weight in those hips. Trent waited about a second too long.
It's not a waiting position.
Shale, speak to the importance of growing up freestyle wrestling and how it helps your folk style with those quick finishes.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you know, as they say, as Bo Bassett put it a moment ago, wrestling is wrestling, but you do sense that urgency. You do understand where sometimes you can't wait around. You don't want to stalemate a position. You've got to score right now, protect your back at all times.
And you don't want to get in big scrambles in freestyle. That can end bad.
Yeah, that can give up some points there. I think that Trent might coincidentally be looking for a scramble here tonight. I don't want to be too hard on Hillger. I've only seen great moments from him. It's just in this particular match, I'm not seeing him really get to those legs. All right, that was a step out. Captain America sprawled backwards, but he sprawled a little bit too far.
Oh, so he gets one.
So Hillger is on the board.
He hit that high cross and he was finding success with it. Wyatt obviously has some amazing heavy hips, but he has to go back to that. He has to get his offense off.
50 seconds left.
Did I miss something? I'm seeing 2 points up on the board there for red. Did I miss something, or do we have a bit of a typo?
Ben, why the 2 points for Hillger?
There, you can see his coach.
Since when he kicked out of that and dove out of bounds, the referees deemed that to be a fleeting action, and you heard Hillger's corner calling for a parterre start also, which the referees did not give him.
Thank you, Ben.
Thanks for that explanation, Ben. Ben Askren breaking down the rules for us. Front headlock. Look how tight this is from Hendrickson.
Way to drag out, Trent.
Nice job there to clear the tie. But Hillger needs a 600-foot home run with 10 seconds left, and it is not going to happen against Wyatt Hendrickson.
And just humor me for education's sake. So we've got one for a step up. We have an additional one for a fleeing
caution and one, exactly.
All right, a double score. I don't know that I've seen that before.
Way to catch that.
6-2 the final score, and still Wyatt Hendrickson defends his RAF championship.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 periods and a final score of 6-2, your winner and still Real American Freestyle Heavyweight Champion of the World, Wyatt Captain America Hendrickson.
Chael is with Captain America.
And still, how does it feel, Captain America?
It feels great. I'm very blessed. I want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for blessing me with not only the great wrestling abilities, but here's what's even better. I have the most beautiful wife in the world. She's here tonight. I love you, Emily. She's a smoking hot redhead.
I have seen her, and she is a very beautiful woman. Now, I gotta ask you, you're the champion, you're the NCAA champion, the #1 ranked guy in America, but there seems to keep on being talk about your old nemesis, who is a new signee, Gable Steveson. Tell me where that stands.
Let's give him a couple matches to warm up, get back into it, and I plan on seeing him here at RAF. But before that, there's a lot of conversation right now about, football and wrestling. I want to see some of the football players get up here. Tristan Wirfs, man, he's a big boy, but I want to challenge him here at RAF, baby. Where you at, boy?
As it turns out, I know where Tristan Wirfs is at. How are you, Tristan? Welcome to Real American Freestyle. You seem like you have something to say.
That's a big boy right there.
Sir, yes, sir. You're damn right. You're damn right. Listen, we know you beat Gable. We know you're Captain America. You ain't wrestled 340. I know the Bucks wouldn't have a problem with me whooping your ass.
I love Unlimited. We can get some big boys like this to get a real taste of wrestling. What do you guys think?
All right. Now, Tristan, I got to know. All right, hold on a second. I got to get to the bottom of this. Are we having some fun, or are you officially challenging our heavyweight champion?
I don't know. He called me out. What do we think? I don't think the Bucks have a problem with it. We'll get out here. I'll go get my singlet on. We'll scrap a little bit. I'll take that belt home with me.
Let's give him a shot. Let's do it, baby. I'm for it. I'm game. I accept.
Ladies and gentlemen, between Tristan Wirfs and Captain America, we'll have to see where that goes. But for tonight, please give it up for Wyatt Hendrickson.
Wyatt Hendrickson and Tristan Wirfs. That is one big boy, Juliana. 5-time Pro Bowler. He's an offensive lineman for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He wrestled in high school. He's from Iowa. You talk about some size. You talk about a couple alpha dogs.
That's all cap. He ain't coming. He ain't coming.
You can't teach 340, Juliana.
I know.
You can't teach 340.
Hey, my money's on Captain America. I think Wyatt's got that all day with his eyes closed. And
he made Wyatt Hendrickson chill. You were up there. He made Wyatt look small. That's like
one of the biggest men I've
you.
ever seen. My goodness, he said he weighs 340. I believe him.
The main event still to come. Arman Tsarukyan, the arrival here to the Yuengling Center. Tsarukyan, the #2 UFC lightweight contender, and Georgio Poullas. Can you take him down? If you take him down, you get $1,000. Won the Ironman title earlier. We saw Bo Bassett, who won 4.
As wrestlers on the mat, during the match, you're trying to kill each other, you're trying to do whatever it takes to win. After the match, as martial artists, it should be automatic respect for one another, and that's just something he lacks.
No, I have no problem. If he was a man, I would have with him problem. But with like these guys, you can do something to him and he can cancel the fight, say, oh, I break my hand, I want to go this, I want to sue you, because he's kind of a tricky guy. So, and you gotta be careful like these guys. He's like a rat.
Tsarukyan and Poullas in our main event. It is a packed house. The energy is palpable here in Tampa at RAF 07. A lot of young fans watching their wrestling heroes. Milana Dudieva and Kennedy Blades. Another belt is on the line. Kennedy Blades, fresh off of her second national championship at the University of Iowa.
I have to tell you, Kennedy Blades. Yep, Kennedy Blades, the busiest woman in wrestling. She is her. She's wrestling for Iowa Hawkeyes. She is getting a degree in management. She wrestles for USA Wrestling. She's the RAF champion, defending for the third time tonight. She just won her world championship in the NCAA's, not world championship, but the NCAA championship, March 7th. And now she's getting ready to go to the World Team Final X, June 19th. She won bronze in Croatia for World Championship 6 months ago. She is the busiest woman in women's wrestling right now. Kennedy Blades is a force. And I gotta tell you, I'm gonna lose my mind on this match because Milana Dudieva is a close personal friend of mine. We shared the octagon together.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next match is for the Real American Freestyle Middleweight World Championship. Let's bring out your challenger. Please welcome Milana Dudieva.
And Juliana, you fought this young lady. You also trained with her, correct? Tell me about her. What's she like?
Milana Dudieva is a judo specialist, a belt wrestling champion. She's been training since she was 8 years old. She was my first fight back inside the UFC octagon when I won the Ultimate Fighter. And then she came into the gym to train with me, and I was like, she's a spy. Get her out of here. I don't trust her. And now, you guys, she has become one of my closest personal friends. Our kids play together. We hang out all the time barbecuing. Milana is such a great person, a heart of gold. And I know that we couldn't find anybody that would go against Kennedy. And I said, I got you. I know a girl, and she's not going to back down. And that's Milana Dudieva. She's an absolute strong force. And my heart is beating through my chest right now.
And now, your Real American Freestyle Middleweight World Champion, Kennedy Blades!
Oh, the champ is here. Everybody says they want to wrestle Kennedy until it's time to wrestle Kennedy. By the way, did you see her on Fox Nation? She souped old Abby yesterday, and I thought Abby took that like a real pro.
Yes, she did. That was impressive, super impressive. But Kennedy Blades, there is winning and there is domination. Kennedy Blades, another title for the Hawkeyes. She was 19-0 this past season. She gave up 2 points all season. She was undefeated last season also. And here in RAF, she has a 10-0 technical superiority over Alara Boyd and 11-0 over Alejandro Rivera. She has been dominant.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're scheduled for 3 periods for the Real American Freestyle Middleweight Championship of the World. Introducing your challenger first. She weighed in at 148.6 pounds. She is an Invicta Fighting Championship veteran, a UFC veteran, wrestling out of Chicago, Illinois. Introducing Milana Dudieva. Her opponent across the mat on my left, weighed in at 149.2 pounds. She is a 4-time national champion, an Olympic silver medalist. She is the reigning, defending, undisputed Real American Freestyle Middleweight Champion of the World from Chicago, Kennedy.
Kennedy Blades, 22 years old. Dudieva, 36 years old. And Kennedy Blades can score points in a hurry. Blades, junior world champ in 2021. She was world silver U23 in 2023. What are you looking for, Juliana, early on?
My heart is in my chest. She was looking for the head and arm throw there, but nice hips by Kennedy Blades. She does not get thrown.
They asked Kennedy Blades at the press conference, what happens if this turns into MMA? And we all thought that Kennedy would kind of back down. She said, my father taught us how to fight. She said, I'm all about it if that's what she wants to do. She said it with a big smile, so it was hard to know how she meant it, but she's always smiling. She was smiling when she threw Abby on her head last night.
I would say this, Chael. With Dudieva, I like the mindset coming out. You're probably not going to score a bunch of points in different sequences. If you're going to be Kennedy Blades, you better hit a home run if you're Dudieva.
That's exactly right.
Now, one of the things that I noticed is that, you know, Kennedy was saying, if she kicks me and punches me, I'm going to kick and punch back. I thought, Milana's a sweetheart. She would never kick and punch you in a wrestling match. She knows the rules.
But what makes her tough?
Oh, my gosh. I mean, whenever I'm training with Milana, it's almost as if she wants to take me down, she'll take me down, like immediately. And her judo is so good. And so I told her that, you know, and this is where it puts me in between a rock and a hard spot. I also trained with Kennedy, and I know how nice she is. I know she's Izzy's girl, and she's a sweetheart. So I was just only trying to help out the promotion to get somebody that was willing enough to get inside and match up against Kennedy, because nobody wants to do it. So, of course, I you know, volunteered my girl Milana, but I think Kennedy's a little bit mad at me this week because she.
Oh, look at this straight on double!
Great job by Melania keeping her chest down. She gives up 2, but most people would have given up 4.
But right into a gut wrench. 6-0 for Kennedy Blades.
That is such a beautiful double when she hits that, by the way.
That was incredible. That's another gear.
When you got those long arms, there's no reason to not use them. Hey, by the way, Jules, when we're looking at Melania here, I would think that she would want to tie up to use some more of that judo, but she hasn't forced the tie. What am I missing?
I think that she was waiting for her to sprawl and defend the takedown, but I think that, again, like you said, Kennedy, there it is, she shoots right out of a cannon, you know what I mean? And I think that this gut wrench is going to come inbounds. It's not going to go out of bounds.
Looking for the exposure on the edge in a 9-0 match.
Yeah, she just shoots right out of a cannon there. And it's so quick, you can't stop it.
9-0 after the first period. A lot of offense from Kennedy Blades.
Nice little ankle pick there. She did a great job of not getting thrown there. That was Milana's bread and butter, is that head and arm, and she didn't fall for it.
There's
right
that double leg.
Beautiful double leg. I mean, that's textbook.
I admire the defense. I mean, Milana would have gone feet to back. Most athletes would have gone feet to back. She did a good job of getting her chest down and only exposing 2, which, by the way, would make the difference in this match, seeing this round or being finished in a tech fall.
Well, she's only got 1 more, and that tech fall's coming.
Kennedy Blades up 9-0, 1 more score, and it will be a technical superiority. We are early second period.
Milana's got to go for a shot. She's got to get some offense off. Come on, girl.
Here's a single leg. There's a trip, and the finish, and this one is over. 11-0 for Kennedy Blades, a little extracurricular.
Why didn't they call it sooner? That was rude.
Kennedy Blades has yet to have been scored on at RAF. And here is that final takedown. Single leg, nice back trip and a cover for 2.
Milana thought she was going to go for a double again, and she tricked her, went single. That was nicely done by Kennedy Blades. Gets that extra throw in. She's wrestling out there, man. She is the best, the busiest, and the best for a reason. Kennedy Blades gets it done by technical fall against Milana Dudieva.
Ladies and gentlemen, this match ends with 1 minute and 46 seconds in period number 2 with a final score of 11-0. Your winner by technical fall, and still Real American Freestyle middleweight champion of the world, Kennedy Blades.
Nick Hogan presenting the championship belt to Kennedy Blades, the son of the late, great Hulk Hogan. And the middleweight champion is with
And
Chael.
still, Kennedy, it's hard to find opponents for you, particularly when you run through them so quickly. How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling very blessed, and I just want to give all glory to Christ. You know, guys, he loves you. I love him so much, and I'm excited. At the end of the day, no matter what happens in life, I know I won because Christ is with me.
Champ, let me ask you a question. In just a moment, Olympic champion Snyder is going to face Olympic champion Taz. How does that match play out?
Oh, shoot. Honestly, I mean, I gotta go with Kyle Snyder. He's awesome. I looked up to him since I was a little girl, so I got Kyle.
Kennedy, you're always fun to watch. Who would you like to see next?
I mean, we might have a fun matchup in April. Guys, stay tuned. We'll see. But, you know, I'm excited for anyone. You know, let's just grow the sport of wrestling, right?
Well, Kennedy, you are the champ for the reason. Always fun to watch. Congratulations tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Kennedy Blades.
Kennedy Blades, the 22-year-old from Chicago, Illinois, defends her middleweight championship belts. Technical superiority for the third time in Real American Freestyle. The 2024 Olympic silver medalist and 2025 world bronze in Zagreb, Croatia. Another impressive performance, a ton of offense from Kennedy Blades. Hornacek with a special guest.
That's right. You guys all recognize Leo from earlier on. He walked out with Wyatt Hendrickson. What was that like? You were walking around the mat with his belt on his shoulder. He had his arm around you. What was going through your mind?
It was amazing, and I was a little bit shy, but it was fun.
Yeah. Dad, was this your idea?
Well, we came to the fan zone, and he won the RAF to work out with him, and it's just super excited to be here.
All right, Leo. Wyatt obviously won that. He defended the title. You walked out with him. Do you think you were his good luck charm?
Yeah.
Absolutely. What did you talk to him about while you were backstage waiting to walk on?
I was just talking, like, he told me not to be shy, and yeah.
Do you think that is the best advice that he's given you? Don't be shy. Do you feel shy now? You're doing great.
No, I don't feel shy anymore.
Yeah, guys, give it up for Leo, right? Amazing. All right, where would you rank this in life experiences?
10 out of 10.
That is incredible. Well, congratulations on winning. You think you'll have a Wyatt Hendrickson poster on your wall for the rest of your life?
Yeah.
All right, awesome. And Dad of the Year, amazing. Both of you guys, thank you so much. Are you excited for the main card?
Yes.
Okay, everyone give it up for Leo and Minor, his dad. Shane, what else you got for us?
Well, and give it up for the dentist, Abby Horseck there, right? They're not all home runs. Even Babe Ruth struck out sometimes.
But what a cool experience. I mean, it's what it's all about. I mean, you have your son here. I mean, that is so cool. It's about bringing families together. Absolutely. Co-main events. Colby Covington, former interim UFC welterweight champion of the world and All-American at Oregon State. The Oregon native, it is all business. And Dillon Danis, little bit of everything. And looking forward to that matchup as they have both arrived here in Tampa. Tonight, two of the most colorful and best-known names in recent MMA history face-to-face in their Real American Freestyle debuts.
Yeah, so I'm fighting Dillon Danis on Saturday night at the Yuengling Center, only on Fox Nation. It's going to be a spectacle. You know, Dillon's a world champion grappler. He wrestled in high school. He's a tough guy. You know, he's been living in the shadows of Conor McGregor for a long time. You know, he's a clout chaser. He loves to chase clout. He wants to be famous so bad, and it just so happens that I'm a charitable guy. I'm going to make him famous on Saturday night when I put him on my highlight reel.
Colby can say whatever he wants, but at the end of the day, when we look in the eyes, you can see through him, man, and he knows that I'm the king. And I could see that he knows who's the top dog. And you just see it. I just know. It's something you just tell. You can tell by the shoulders. You can tell by the body positioning. You can tell when he's trying to catch himself with his body. He knows who's the real dog here and who's the killer.
Fans here inside the Yuengling Center, Tampa, Florida, RAF 07. Light heavyweight championship match. I've been waiting all night for this one. It's a battle of Olympic champions. Ahmed Tazhudinov, just 23 years old, and the veteran Kyle Snyder, he is 30 years old, the 10-time world and Olympic medalist. Now the man who became the youngest wrestler in history to win an NCAA title, World Championship, and Olympic gold medal in the same year makes his RAF debut.
Well then, who is Snyder Man?
Who's Snyder Man? Yeah, good question. I think that's the competitor. I want to dominate my opponents, and that's what I train to do. So,
one of the great American wrestlers, Kyle Snyder, back on top of the world.
I think just a simple guy, nothing too special about me. Ever since I've been a kid, I've always been very competitive and loved to compete. And then I fell in love with wrestling. You know, like it's all I wanted to do. And both my mom and dad, I mean, they really led by example, and we had a whiteboard in our garage, and we used to put different quotes and workouts on it, but there was one thing that never changed. At the top was a note that my dad had written, and it said, "What have you done to get better today?" And we would go, every time we go outside, we'd see it, and that's something that's been instilled in me ever since I was a kid, is always improving and the discipline to work hard. You know, I really don't want much said about myself. I think I'm interested in God receiving all the glory and honor and praise, because it's Him who gave me the talent. It's Him who's strengthened me and given me the endurance to continue to compete and the love for the sport. So that's the legacy that I'm after. I'm competing because it's what I love to do. I want to wrestle the best guys because that's the greatest challenge. That's where you have to dig the deepest and where you learn the most about yourself. You know, March 28th with Tazhudinov, you know, I'm 0-2 against him. First time it was quick, you know, I maybe underestimated his ability, and the second time, you know, it was a better match at the Olympics. But he's a difficult wrestler to compete against because he's got excellent counterattacks, excellent defense. It's very dangerous when he gets to your leg. He's good on top. So I think just overall, he's a very well-skilled wrestler in every position. So he's a great challenge, and I love having people like that because it really motivates me.
Kyle Snyder, he's won it all, but as you heard him say, he is 0-2 against Tazhudinov. Will he be able to solve that puzzle tonight here in Tampa? A light heavyweight championship showdown, a pair of Olympic champs about to scrap here on RAF.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next match is for the Real American Freestyle Light Heavyweight Championship of the World. Please welcome Ahmed Tazhudinov.
Born in Russia, represents Bahrain, the Olympic champion in 2024, world champion in 2023. He beat Kyle Snyder en route to the top of the podium at both those events, and coming off a world bronze place finish in 2025, one of the bright young superstars in all of freestyle wrestling.
And his opponent, here is Kyle Snyder.
The first time Kyle Snyder met Taz, I remember where I was at home, I was watching this on the internet. it was the quarterfinals of the World Championships, and this young man, our Olympic champion, is going to face this young man from Bahrain, and the match lasted 44 seconds. Taz had scored a technical fall. None of us really were sure what we had witnessed. We had to learn about Taz. I talked to Kyle Snyder after. I said, did you know who he was? He said, no, Chael, he's never been in a bracket before, but if I feel him again, I can make it closer. He felt him again. It got closer. Still favored Taz. This is the third meeting, and Snyder says, this time I got him figured out.
It was 11-0 at the World Championships in 2023. It was closer, as you mentioned. Snyder fell to Tazhudinov 6-4 at the Olympics in 2024.
Here we go, Tampa, Florida. Wrestling fans watching all around the world exclusively on Fox Nation. We've got 3 periods for the Real American Freestyle Light Heavyweight Championship. Introducing first on my right, weighing in at 214.8 pounds, world champion, Olympic gold medalist, wrestling out of Dagestan, Russia, introducing Ahmed Tazhudinov. His opponent across the mat on my left, weighing at 214.4 pounds. He is a 3-time Big Ten champion, a Dan Hodge Trophy winner, a 3-time NCAA national champion, a 4-time world champion, an Olympic silver medalist, an Olympic gold medalist. Ladies and gentlemen, Kyle Snyder! Your third man on the mat is Pete Weasley.
So here we go. The light heavyweight championship is up for grabs here at RAF 07. Tazhudinov and Snyder.
Olympic champ versus Olympic champ.
On Taz, it's hard to find a knock on somebody as successful as this young man, but allow me to be critical, because there does appear to be 2 things. First off is with the conditioning, but second, he scores most of his points in his first 2 meetings against Kyle Snyder defensively. He doesn't go out there and mount an offense, get to the legs, and convert. So that's something that Kyle Snyder, if he slows down, might be able to capitalize on.
Now, when I saw Tazhudinov for the first time at RAF when he fought Tony Cassiope, I was expecting somebody to jump off the page and be an absolute phenom, and Cassiope gave him a problem, and I was like, I think Cassiope might win this thing. Little did we know that Tazhudinov had a shoulder issue. He did get it scoped. He has had that surgery, and this is his first performance since then. So am I going to see a different Tazhudinov that will jump off the page, that's going to give Snyder more trouble again for the 3rd time?
But he still pinned Cassiope. That was at RAF 03 in Chicago.
Yeah, but it was close. I mean, Cassiope definitely performed a lot better than I think a lot of people were expecting.
Tazhudinov won that world title in 2023. Hard to believe that dating back to 2015 at 97 kilos, the world champs were either Kyle Snyder or Abdul Rashid Sajalayev. But there is a new kid on the block.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. He faced Kyle Snyder, beat Kyle Snyder, then he beat Sajalayev. I mean...
That, sorry to cut off your thought, was outstanding. Taz was headed for the out of bounds. He put the brakes on. He turned Snyder. He pushed Snyder out. That one point could be very telling at the end of this match. That was a very big deal that he planted his feet there. Shane, how did we go 1-1? There was 1 for the push out. Where did the 1-1? Was somebody on a shot clock?
Flea in the hold, maybe?
If nobody is on the board with a minute left, somebody goes on the shot clock.
There must have been a shot clock that was simultaneous with that step out. The shot clock can sneak up on a guy every now and then, right? I mean, sometimes you don't know when they're on it.
Well, especially Chael here at RAF with the 3 2-minute periods. If it's 0-0, just 60 seconds in, somebody's on the clock, just really pushing the action. Want to see points on the board, and this one is 1-1 after the opening 2 minutes.
Oh, I hope we get to see that push out again. That was amazing how Taz knew where he was, knew where to stop the action and reverse him. Watch this, Taz is going out. There's no way around it. He somehow puts the brakes on, turns Snyder, and and actually gets Kyle Snyder to step out. That was incredibly tactical by Taz.
Incredible mat awareness and body control there from Tazhudinov, two-time Asian champion. The winner is the RAF light heavyweight champion. On that single leg once again, he was here back in the first period. But Tazhudinov was able to get that single leg back. If you're Snyder, can you walk him towards the edge? And again, unable to capitalize. That's a really tough opportunity to squander.
Well, and that defense was such a problem for Kyle Snyder the first time that he ever felt Taz. That's where Taz was actually able to expose him feet to backs. Good conversion there. That's 2 for Taz.
3-1 for Tazhudinov. Has working on a high gut.
Trap.
But Taz is one of these guys on his feet. He's almost daring you. You might remember the great Dave Schultz, but Dave Schultz would reach with his lead leg hand. That's the opposite that most wrestlers will do because he's daring you. Grab the single. I'm going to start wrestling from here. I'm going to attack defensively. It's one thing that Taz is constantly almost daring and taunting his opponent.
The 4-time world champion and 2016 Olympic gold medalist Kyle Snyder down 3-1.
Trying to go for that single, stuffed by Kyle Snyder in that front headlock. See if he can get some offense off of this.
Jules, I'll give you a fun fact. Snyder and Taz were in the same bracket last year at the World Championship, opposite sides. Taz got upset. Snyder beat the Iranian who upset Taz. If you could keep up with that math, Snyder won the gold. Taz actually got the bronze.
Last September at the Worlds in 2025, Chael. Yep.
Snyder on the defense now. Snyder doing a good job.
Being heavy on that hip. Is he going to have enough time? Nope, they're going to restart back to neutral.
Get about 10-15 seconds on the mat. And then back to their feet. 35 seconds to go.
This is such a climbing up, like skating uphill on this for Kyle Snyder, being 0-2 against Tazhudinov.
May I tell you an idea that I don't hate?
Yes.
The winner of this greeting Gable Steveson.
Hey, that's a good.
Look, I know that's different weight classes, but look, when you're this big and you're this strong, I don't know if it makes a difference, and I just think that's something fun and special that could only be made here at Real American Freestyle. Let my voice be heard. I'm taking my shot.
I like it, Shale. I like it.
Nostradamus, let's take it a little step further. Which one is it going to be?
Yeah, no, that's an interesting one. And then where do you put Tazhudinov in the whole mix, right? Gable wasn't the only big signing in the last month.
Tazhudinov, I guess, is going up against Bo Nickel. That's what I saw.
Let's go
done?
Snyder.
Is that done?
No, I just saw that's
let's go Snyder and Gable, Tazhudinov, and Tazhudinov.
Why not? Let's do it. I'm in for it. This is such an interesting exchange. Again, Taz here with the overhook. He's threatening and daring you with what most guys would use as defense. It's a very interesting tactic. He caught Snyder off guard with that takedown.
Yeah,
Taz was standing there looking at him the whole match. He fires one shot, caught Kyle by surprise, put him right on his belly.
Now, criteria here at RAF is last point scored. So if you are Kyle Snyder, if you can find a way to get the 2, and I know there's still plenty of time, but you tie this match up 3-3, and you might win this on criteria. But you got to get to your offense, and that has been far easier said than done.
He can do it, though. He can do it. It's one step at a time, 1 point at a time, 1 brick at a time. You just got to keep building here. And if anybody can do it, it's Kyle Snyder.
So doesn't necessarily need the takedown.
There it is.
A pair of step-outs will get the job done. He's been here for the 3rd time. Can he capitalize? And this time he's going to get a point, and it's a 1-point match.
There you go. He's only down 1 more. Let's go. If he gets 1 more point, and that's it, and holds him for the rest of the time, he wins.
This defense is hard for me to verbalize, to tell you how hard that is to stay on your feet when Kyle Snyder's got control of your hips. I mean, this is really an uncanny ability that Taz has.
Yeah, this is a testament to how good he is.
Making Tazhudinov carry his weight. That front headlock position for the 3-time national champion from Ohio State.
Back to neutral. Chael, do you think that was a little too soon, or?
It could have been. You know, that's a judgment call by the referee, and nobody completely knows where that's at. The referee is really trained to see when an action is not going to progress. I try not to second guess as much as I love to.
Yeah.
Good shot there as he darts it on a low single.
Back to that low single. Tazhudinov
makes the turn. Snyder's got those ankles tied up.
I'm not sure Taz wants to wrestle here. I think Taz might just hang out and look for a stalemate. I think Snyder's made him a little uncomfortable, and he does.
You can see, though, that there's a little bit more of an uptick in pace from Kyle Snyder. He's revving it up a little bit more.
I'm surprised the crowd's not giving us the USA chance. I mean, this is a huge match. Olympic champ versus Olympic champ in a one-point match. Let's get this place loud.
This is such a great wrestling match. It's almost hard to express what we're seeing here. I mean, Taz not having a condition issue. Taz taking Snyder very seriously.
Limp arm out of that, Kyle.
We're down to 40 seconds.
Do you look for two? Do you try to push him out? Do you wait for the ref? There's one!
3-3. This match is tied, and Snyder leads it on criteria.
30 seconds, a lot of wrestling time left in this third and final period. Tazhudinov has got to do it if he wants to go 3-0 against Kyle Snyder. And Kyle Snyder has an opportunity here to get this win finally and put the nail in the coffin on this match.
30 seconds left.
The one problem when you are a predominantly defensive wrestler is when you need a score. You can't force a defensive position, and that's the one thing that could bite Taz as we wind this match down.
If you're Kyle Snyder, you want to stay right there on that RAF logo.
What is that? Is he getting on the shot clock? What was that? 15 seconds already.
Down to 15 seconds.
Taz, you got to go, boy.
Couple of fakes there by Tazhudinov. Trying to measure up Kyle Snyder. Final seconds. And with those two step-outs in the third period, it's going to be Kyle Snyder. He's your light heavyweight champion of RAF.
I love it. I love it. At the press conference, he says, why not me? I am the best in the world, and I see these guys out there competing, and I'm thinking, why is that not me wrestling up there? And now he came, he made his debut, he won a gold belt, and he gets it done. Finally gets it done against Tazhudinov. Nicely done, winning on criteria. Kyle Snyder is your new RAF champion. Congratulations.
Kyle Snyder, those two step-outs, taking territory.
And they're going to the referee's table. They're trying to argue.
Perhaps, and I hate to speculate, but perhaps Tazhudinov thought that he won that match because he had the takedown, the highest point-scoring move. But in RAF, the criteria is last point scored.
Ladies and gentlemen, a final score of 3-3. Your winner based on criteria as the last man scoring. And new Real American Freestyle Light Heavyweight Champion of the World, Kyle Snyder!
Kyle, there's very few victories that you don't have on the mantle, but this was one. How good does it feel to officially have beaten Taz?
Tazhudinov is a fantastic wrestler, one of the best 97-kilo wrestlers of all time, and he's only been competing senior level 3 years. So for me, I was 0-2 against him, and it feels great to win in a crowd like this with all the Americans here. It's fantastic, so thank you.
There appeared to be an argument, at least from Taz's side, with the referee. I saw that you went over. I couldn't hear what the discrepancy was. Could you hear what he was contesting?
Yeah, well, in RAF, whoever scores last wins. It seems like Tazhudinov didn't know that.
All right, fair enough. Now, Kyle, Gable Stevenson has been signed. Sajalayev has been signed. As you look up and down the roster, now that you're the champion, who do you want to face next?
I mean, there's so many great matchups. I mean, we got Hendrickson walking around saying he's Captain America. I mean, that used to be my nickname. I don't know if you guys knew that. But maybe me and Wyatt, Gable, be a great match. Of course, Abdul-Rashid Sajalayev, one of the greatest wrestlers of all time in the history of the sport. So, you know, this is a very fun time to compete at RAF.
I think I get your message, which is that you're open to anybody. Ladies and gentlemen, that's why he's the champ. Give it up for Kyle Snyder.
The 10-time world and Olympic medalist Kyle Snyder victorious, knocking off nemesis Ahmed Tazhudinov. Coming up next, the Cruiserweight Championship with Kyle Dake, four-time NCAA champion, four-time world champion, and Parker Keckeisen, who was a five-time All-American at Northern Iowa, and he was super impressive at RAF 04 with a 10-2 win over Zahid Valencia.
His brother, Georgio Poullas, on stage do a flex off. Who want to do a flex off against?
Let's send it to the table of three with Eric Bischoff,
Who want to do a flex
Shannon
off?
Izzy.
On stage right now do a flex off against Georgio, brother. Who is in better shape?
We are definitely in the house here in Tampa, but guys, I cannot wait. Philadelphia, it is going to be unbelievable. Chad, what's in store?
I mean, 3 weeks from now, April 18th, we have a great main event between Henry Cejudo and Merab. This is an ideal matchup. Izzy and I were talking about this, and we know what's really exciting about it is Henry lost to Merab in the UFC, but now Merab's actually coming onto the wrestling stage to see if he can beat Olympic gold medalist and two-time UFC champ Henry Cejudo.
Henry's a blast. You got to be excited to see him back on a card, Izzy. What are you looking forward to?
You know, Henry's a legend, but let's not forget about the Olympic champion, Helen Maroulis, the woman, the greatest woman wrestler of all time. She is back to defend her belt at 130 pounds against Lexi Janiak from Aurora University, a four-time All-American and a two-time world medalist. So we got a veteran against a young and up-and-comer in that matchup.
What else are you looking forward to, Chad?
You know, I'm a big fan of Real Woods. Real was actually, he means, sentimental to this company. His first guy on the stage, was the original champion, and he has to get the road back to being the champion. So he's going to step on the mats in Philadelphia and try to get his belt back.
It is kind of amazing that a guy like Real Woods, as good as he is elite level, but he struggled here in Real American Freestyle. I know you were kind of chuckling about it last time. He's got to get to work. You think he'll get it done?
I think he'll get it done, but everybody out there, the Real American Freestyle stage is nothing like it. So when you put those shoes on, you better be ready to go.
I saw Real in Cleveland at the NCAAs, and he looked more focused than ever. So I believe in Real, but let's see what he does when he gets on that stage.
Real American Freestyle 08 coming your way in 3 weeks. Philadelphia, we're going to see you there.
That is shaping up to be an amazing card. The next stop, RAF 8 in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, PA, April 18th. RAF takes over the Liacouras Center. And an unreal ticket offer. Listen up, scan the QR code on your screen and receive a buy one, get one free offer for RAF 8. Be there in person to see Merab make his RAF debut against Olympic gold medalist Triple C, Henry Cejudo. The only way to get the offer is to scan that QR code now.
Come on, him right there, him. Yep, come on.
Cruiserweight Championship matches coming up with Parker Keckeisen and Kyle Dake. Kyle Dake's championship reign has included 3 wins and a 28-8 point differential on the mat. Parker Keckeisen will now look to take that title and begin a new Cruiserweight era.
What's your name? What's your name, baby?
I am wrestling Parker Keckeisen. This will be my 3rd title defense with RAF. There's a photo of me and Kyle Dake. I'm like a junior in high school. I took a photo with him. Oh, that's funny. That was when he had some hair. Yeah, so when he was in diapers, I was out wrestling the best in the world. Maybe I sound too much like a fanboy, but I was a fanboy back then for sure. No more. I'm not a fan no more. Parker has been on the national stage during his college days. He's a 2-time national champion. Now he's making waves in the freestyle scene. To beat a guy like Kyle, you have to be good in every position. You got to be a well-rounded wrestler, and I think that's exactly what I am. Parker's really good, but I think I'm a little bit better in all those positions he's good at. He's a good scrambler. I think I'm a little bit better. He's a good hand fighter. I think I'm a little bit better. He wrestles hard. I think I can wrestle just as hard. He's one of the best in the world. You know, I got to be in my A game for a guy like that. Parker proved himself the first time he came out. He beat Zahid Valencia, returning world champ. Zahid beat Dake. I beat Zahid. So it's like by transitive property, I beat Dake. Now I get to go prove it. Now I get to go prove the transitive property correctly. All I would say is good luck. I am prepared because I don't want to get Dake bombed, so I'm prepared for that. It's like, you know, working on our chest wrap defense, working on our head pinch defense.
Yeah, a lot of people train to defend the Dake bomb, and a lot of people fail.
Like my saying that I said, love the process, surrender the outcome. Kyle, man, I'm excited to wrestle you, but it's time for someone else to have the belt, and that's going to be me.
I mean, he's probably dreamed of that for a long time, raising his hand, you know, me on the other side. But at the end of the day, that belt's probably coming home with me.
Ladies and gentlemen, the championship matches continue. This in the Real American Freestyle Cruiserweight Division. Please welcome your challenger, Parker Keckeisen.
Some wrestling matches just have to take place. This is one of those matches. The math here doesn't work. Kyle Dake wrestled Keckeisen 2 times last year. Keckeisen, between those 2 matches, did not score a single point. Kyle Dake then fell to Zahid Valencia, and Keckeisen technical falled Zahid. They got a heck of a round robin. This is the match that has detoured everybody for almost 12 months, but it goes down right now.
They wrestled at the U.S. Open last April. It was 8-1 Dake. They wrestled at the World Team Trials in May. It was 11-1 Dake with the technical superiority. But as you know, Chael, at this level, you can make some quick improvements in a short amount of time. That was almost a year ago.
And now, your Cruiserweight World Champion, Kyle Dake!
Watch Kyle Dake beat every meaningful American of this generation, from David Taylor to Jordan Burroughs to Jaden Cox himself. This is my son's favorite wrestler, and he just might be the best in the world. We're going to find out as he challenges Keckeisen for the title.
Kyle Dake, a 7-time world and Olympic medalist. Think about this, guys. He didn't make his first team until 2018 when he was 27 years old. He had a guy named Jordan Burroughs standing in his way, but man, has he surged late in his career.
Give this man his flowers. He deserves it out of anybody. And I asked him yesterday, do you feel like you kind of got Parker's number? And he says, yeah. But to Parker's credit, he hasn't been wrestling freestyle as long and as hard as Kyle Dake. No one has. And I'm really excited to see Kyle Dake here because he's very confident in this matchup.
3 periods for the Real American Freestyle Cruiserweight Championship of the World. Introducing first, on my right, your challenger. He weighed in at 189.4 pounds. He is a 5-time NCAA All-American and an NCAA National Champion. Representing Cedar Falls, Iowa, introducing Parker Keckeisen. His opponent across the mat weighed in at 187.4 pounds. He is a 4-time world champion, a 2-time Olympic bronze medalist, a 4-time NCAA national champion, and 4 different weight classes. He is the reigning, defending, undisputed Real American Freestyle Cruiserweight Champion of the World. From State College, Pennsylvania, Kid Dynamite Kyle
Dake! Kyle Dake looking to drop some Dake bombs on Parker Keckeisen, the 5-time Big 12 champion for Doug Schwab in the Panther train at Northern Iowa.
Will we hear at new for the 5-time Big 12 champion Parker Keckeisen, who shocked the world when he beat Zahid Valencia.
That was such an impressive performance at RAF 04 and knocking off the world champion Valencia. Kyle Dake, of course, winning those 4 NCAA titles at 4 different weights. 141, 149, 157 at that Classic in 2013 against the Magic Man David Taylor, and he did it without a red shirt. No score, 30 seconds in. Chill, what are you looking for?
I'm looking to see where Keckeisen has improved strength-wise. When you go out of high school into college, there's almost a strength variable that takes a year. A lot of guys redshirt just to overcome that. But the same thing happens when you come out of college and you go into the open scene. One thing about their first 2 meetings is Kyle Dake was just too strong for him. He pushed him around, he shoved him off the mat, he picked him up when he needed to and slammed him down. Keckeisen has really shown that physical maturity in his last match against the Heat. Let's see if it carries over tonight with Kid Dynamite.
All right, so Keckeisen is on the shot clock. He's got 30 seconds to score. If he does not, Dake will get a point.
This is a whole other story, though. To beat Kyle Dake, I mean, to explain how perfect you have to be in every position. There is no spot of freestyle wrestling that Dake is not an expert. I really feel that way. He is one of the best wrestlers America has ever produced.
Yeah, and no one competes this long for this well. You really do have to give it up to Kyle Dake for just being an absolute...
Not to mention, he'll do it out of spite. I'm not convinced he stuck around to beat Jordan Burroughs because he wanted to beat Jordan Burroughs. I think he wanted to stop Jordan from seeing his own goals come through. I don't believe that he moved up to take on David Taylor in the NCAA because he wanted to do it. I think he wanted to stop David from reaching a goal. Like, Kyle Dake does have a mean streak. Make no mistake. He's a handsome young man from Cornell. He's smart on top of everything else. This guy's also a little bit mean.
I'm going to tell you what, Chill, you bring up an amazing point. You are spot on with Dake. He's a savage. Another thing that he will do is he will do all he can to not give you one thing to feel good about. If he can shut you out, not give you a free point, that doesn't matter in the big picture. It all matters to Kyle Dake.
Oh, I've seen him bleed into matches before. I've seen him have to wrap his head up. I've seen him get his teeth knocked loose. Those are the kinds of things that he likes. Don't be mistaken. Do not read this book by this cover. He might be a handsome young man, but he's got something fire burning inside, and he wants to win.
Undefeated at RAF, his last win at Real American Freestyle was against Magomed Khabib Kadimadamegov. That was 10-7. RAF 0-1. 11-0 last August to capture the RAF cruiserweight title. He beat Dean Hamady 11-0. Did not make that world team last June because he got beat by Zahid Valencia in 2 matches at Final X.
Whoever wins this is going up against Zahid Valencia at the U.S. Open, I believe.
This is Dake's position. This is what Keckeisen said he specifically prepared for.
A little chest wrap.
That chest wrap is lethal. Lethal from Kyle Dake.
So strong.
Yes, he's got a great chest wrap.
He's trapping that head of Keckeisen. That's the part you can't see. It looks like a chest lock, but he's really trapping that head.
Head pinch.
He will almost choke a guy. If you remember his match with Kadik, he was almost choking him out there because he pinches that head so well. Keckeisen survives it.
Dake scoring a point on the shot clock and now on the step out.
Oh, I was going to say, it was exciting to watch Kyle beat Kadik because, you know, our hearts broke in Tokyo when he lost to him, and it was nice to see him get his revenge against Kadik.
1:10 remaining in the second period. Cruiserweight championship match. Keckeisen and Dake. Kick Dynamite out by a pair, and he's in on a single leg. Good defense there. Able to square up and get his hips back from Keckeisen.
Kyle Dake's only lost a handful of matches, but I feel that I've seen every one of those matches, and I'll tell you one thing they all had in common. Nobody ever came from behind to beat him. The blueprint on beating Kyle Dake, if you look at history, you got to get the lead and then you got to maintain it. He's a very hard guy. You give him 1 point or even 2 points, he doesn't typically let go.
Yeah, I see what you mean. You're saying you got to start off strong right off the bat, right away.
He is just so difficult to score on. Maintains great position, super strong.
Well, it's such a threat. If you go on, you prepare for a match, you watch some of his history, he scores most of his points from that position. Somebody gets on a leg, Kyle stops your motion, he locks around the chest. So if you're in Keckeisen's spot, you feel him get his hands locked, and all of a sudden you start to freeze the position. You get scared to try to advance it.
1 point for Parker Keckeisen on that shot clock.
So now a 1 point match, short time, down to 20 ticks in the second period. Tight one here with Dake and Keckeisen. Reminds me, Chael, kind of a baseball analogy. If you're going to throw Kyle Dake a fastball and it's supposed to be a little bit off the plate, you better not get too much of the plate because that is a 450-foot Dake bomb to deep left.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And Keckeisen's got the ability. I just think that he's a little bit scared, and maybe wisely so, to get underneath Kyle.
with another option. You're going to have to get an underhook and push him out of bounds. That's one thing that Keckeisen hasn't tried to do yet. I suspect that his coaches are talking to him right now and telling him, look, if you're scared to shoot on this guy, you got to shove him out. Either way, you need a score.
Is the word scared or maybe just like intimidated because it's Kyle Dake?
I feel a little bit, Juliana, to your point, even listening to some of the interviews, it's a little bit Big Brother.
Like you already lost before the match started.
He's got to believe it.
He's already in his own head because he knows he's going up against the great Kyle Dake.
Situation for Keckeisen right now, I mean, you got to go out and take it, Chael. Go take it.
Which is weird because he didn't act like that with Zahid Valencia. He was like, gave him no respect, you know? He just came at him guns a-blazing the entire time.
Dake, four-time world champ, 2 at 74 kilos, 2 at 79 kilos. He's up by 1.
There we go. And now,
pace has picked up a little bit.
That's right, Shane. He's you can feel it, you can see it. He's moving a lot faster. He's trying to go for broke here. He doesn't have a lot of time left.
All 3 points, 1-point moves. Here's Keckeisen, but Dake really comfortable here.
This is his position. He's good here. And that's what Kyle told me yesterday. It's at every position I'll be able to outmaneuver him in every position. There's not a position that he's going to be able to put me in that he'll be better at.
Chael, if you're Keckeisen, how can you score here?
He's got to get his head to the outside. He even tried to do it a moment ago. One thing that Dake does, and you can't see it, you got to really look for it because it looks like he's just wrapped around the chest, but he's really controlling that head. He's keeping the head right in between his legs, locking it in the crotch there, pushes the chin down to the chest. He starts to cut off your air supply. It's a very nasty technique by Kyle Dake.
And like you said, he's kind of choking right underneath there. You can't see it, but he's choking it.
I will say those takedown singlets look fantastic thanks to Dustin Cowan, Takedown Sportswear. Here we go again, same position. Keckeisen trying to stay heavy, keeps his hips on the mat. Probably going to come back to our feet, and there is the whistle, 48 seconds. What can Keckeisen do to generate some kind of an angle?
I know, he can push him out, keep that one step
he
out.
Can win on a step out, perhaps could do it.
Yeah, look, if you don't want to come underneath a guy, you can snap him down or you can shove him out. And that's one thing that Keckeisen does so well with other people. He even had success against the Heat. He's so big, he's so strong, but Kyle Dake keeps such a low center of gravity. It's not an easy guy to push out, but if you're eliminating that from your arsenal, it's your only other option.
And his wrestling IQ is so high. Kyle Dake is so aware. You look at him circling back in. He has just been in so many matches on the biggest stages. Another one tonight here in Tampa at RAF 07, and he is 15 seconds away. Trying to defend a late charge. Look at that from Kyle Dake, and it's going to be a point for Kid Dynamite. Parker Keckeisen's got to be like,
these guys are so good.
What a veteran. He was going out of bounds. He changed directions and ended up putting Parker out on the step out. That was nicely done by Kyle Dake. And now let's just talk about it now.
This is one of the all-time greats in American wrestling, Kyle Dake.
Who's he going to go against next?
But look at Keckeisen in the final seconds, and they are going to go 4 for Dake.
Interesting position, but I will tell you, when it ended, Keckeisen was on his back. I believe the referees got this right. You've got to score for somebody, and I believe that should have gone Dake. This crowd doesn't fully agree, but Keckeisen was on his back.
Feet to back there. 4 was offered, 4 was given.
Oh. Kyle Dake defends his RAF Cruiserweight title as he knocks off the up-and-comer Parker Keckeisen. Ben, what did you see in that last flurry where Dake was awarded the 4?
Well, I would love to watch a replay in very slow motion, but to me it appeared that Parker had him off the mat, which I don't know how you give Kyle Dake the points. So if I could see a slow motion replay on that, oh, here we go. So does Kyle get back to the mat as he gets lifted up?
No.
Man, that's a tough one for me because Parker kind of jumps with it. I don't think you can go 4 Parker. I think you go 1 or 2 Parker. Or if you really think that he didn't jump, you go 4 Dake, which is what they did.
Appreciate the analysis, Ben.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 periods of final score of 7-1, your winner, and still the Real American Freestyle Cruiserweight Champion of the World, Kid Dynamite, Kyle Dake!
Dynamite is with Chael
Kyle,
Sonnen.
the matches are getting closer, but close doesn't do it. You are still champion. How do you feel right now?
Hobbled up a little bit, injured my knee earlier this week, but I wanted to be out here for you guys, here and at home, and I just went out there and did my best.
The final exchange there, you were given 4 points. It looked as though Parker's side thought that he should have been given 4. What can you tell us about that last technique?
My chest was straight up. I definitely didn't expose and just got it done.
Kyle, you looked awesome out here tonight. There's a lot of new signees at Real American Freestyle. Who would you like to face next?
You know what? I'm up for anybody. There's 2 more matches tonight. Maybe I'll take on one of the winners or both.
I like the sounds of that. And while we're talking about our co-main and main event, let's skip to the main event. Give me a prediction. Who do you see winning between Georgio and Arman?
It was a good one last time, but I think Arman's going to gas him out in the 3rd. And I think Colby's got this one pretty easily.
Kyle, you are always a pleasure to watch. Thank you. It is truly an honor. You're my son's favorite wrestler. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Kid Dynamite, Kyle Dake.
Kyle Dake warming up that shoulder, teasing the fans. Getting these fans on their feet here in Tampa. Kid Dynamite. The 4-time world champion cranking things up. Great crowd here inside the Yuengling Center. And he gets his RAF Cruiserweight Championship belts. Winners win, and Kyle Dake does it again. Sitting mat side here at RAF 07. I'm Shane Sparks alongside the bad guy, Chael Sonnen, in between us, a living legend. Olympic gold medalist Kurt Angle. Kurt, what a phenomenal night this has been, and we still have plenty that's got to be decided.
Yeah, I'm so excited for these next 2 main events coming up right now. How about that new signing, Gable Stevenson?
I think you need to square off against Gable Stevenson. How about
I might have to come out of retirement.
Battle of Olympic champs. I'd love to see it.
I would too.
It is our co-main events. Dillon Danis and Colby Covington. Covington, the former interim UFC welterweight champion of the world, looking to bring the chaos to the mats. The All-American from Oregon State. The lead up to this match has been an unpredictable and unfiltered as everyone has expected. Now, 2 of the most well-known names in MMA are ready to back up their words in Tampa.
Colby Chaos Covington, and I'm excited. RAF is making a matchup that people want to see, a matchup that you wouldn't necessarily see anywhere else.
I've never had a bigger chip on my shoulder than I do sitting here today. Like, this is the home of Hulk Hogan, Tampa, Florida. So this is my opportunity to put on a show for Hulk in heaven and make him proud of what RAF has become.
I haven't put a singlet on in almost 14 years, but I know how to win. I'm a winner. I'm with Michael Jordan, so I'll find a way to win. Not many people have the balls to just step up in pretty short notice and wrestle a D1 All-American.
Dillon's the perfect opponent because, he's got a little charisma. Most of the guys on this card, they have about as much charisma as that wet mop in the corner.
They call me the bad boy for a reason. I think he's a character. I think he's an actor. I'm totally different. I'm off the cuff, and I'm not a character like him. I don't practice my lines in the mirror.
He's a clout chaser. He loves to chase clout. He wants to be famous so bad. And it just so happens that I'm a charitable guy. I'm gonna make him famous when I put him on my highlight reel.
He thinks he has the advantage because, this is his sport. He grew up as a wrestler. He thinks his dad was a wrestler. So for him, he thinks this is his route, but I think he's gonna be in for a rude awakening.
Skills-wise, he's a strong guy. He's a tough guy. He's trained with Conor McGregor. He was Conor McGregor's coach, so he used to beat up on Conor to get Conor ready for his fights. So I know he's gonna come ready. He's seen the highest level of combat sport sports, and now he gets to see the highest level of wrestling, you know, on the RAF mats. So I just expect a motivated Dillon Danis, a guy that wants to come out and take my head off. So I'm going to be prepared for it. I'm going to stay ready. I'm going to watch my 6 at all times.
Colby can say whatever he wants, but at the end of the day, when we look in the eyes, you can see through him, and he knows that I'm the king.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for your co-main event of the night? It's at a Real American Freestyle catchweight of 200 pounds. Please welcome Dillon Danis.
It's been a long time since he's put on that wrestling singlets, but Dillon Danis making his walk down the carpet onto the RAF mats. And I got a feeling he has walked into a lion's den against Colby Covington.
I agree with you, my friend. This guy hasn't wrestled in so long. This guy's a highly polarizing public figure. He actually got banned from UFC events because he was stirring up crowd with the fighters. This guy's controversial, but it's exciting to see him wrestle.
And his opponent, Colby Covington.
Making the walk with Colby Covington, a 38-year-old born in California. Family moved to Oregon at a young age. Covington, 2007 junior college national champion at Iowa Central Community College. He was teammates with John Jones. Quick stop in Iowa City, goes to Oregon State, where he won a pair of Pac-10 titles and All-American in 2011, placing 5th. And one thing we know, Chael, with Colby Covington, he might even be a little more confident than you are, my friend.
I gotta tell you, Colby has the experience, but one thing about Dillon, he can take care of himself on his feet. He's a former training partner of David Taylor. Just to remind you, if things should go to the parterre, that's where I think that Colby could really start to rack up some points.
Tampa, Florida, Fox Nation, this is your co-main event of the night. 3 periods and a Real American Freestyle catchweight of 200 pounds. Introducing first, on my right, he weighed in at 199.6 pounds. He is a 9-time Jiu-Jitsu world champion and MMA world champion, wrestling out of Parsippany, New Jersey, introducing Dillon His opponent across the mat, weighed in at 196.8 pounds. He is an NCAA All-American, a Pac-10 champion. He is a 4-time UFC welterweight title challenger, the former UFC interim welterweight champion of the world, wrestling out of Miami, Florida, presenting Colby
This is an awesome scene.
Yes, it is.
The way it's presented, I mean, this has just been electric. I mean, I think I've sweat through 2 T-shirts already.
You know, Colby is harsh, man, because he called Danis a circus sideshow and a bum, and he shouldn't even be at this event. I mean, Colby's hilarious.
Covington and Danis are co-main event of the evening here in Tampa. Danis drops in on a leg. The hips from
Danis is a legitimate tough guy, but this is the position that concerns me. Look, he's used to pulling guard. Yeah, he's used to exposing his back. Well, Colby would like to show him his back. So it's one of these things where if the referee can blow it dead and you get a fresh start, that's a win for Danis.
And you can tell already with Colby Covington, he's not here to win. He's here to go big and dominate, put on a show for the fans. But look at Danis. Look at this.
Danis got a takedown. This is good. This is good.
Good pacing there by Danis so far.
But I
get away to power half.
I agree with Chael. I think that his biggest weakness is going to be bottom parterre. If Colby gets him down again, I believe he's going to turn him a few times, get some points, rack up some points.
What's the key to being tough on top and parterre?
Oh, you have to brace and just make sure you don't get turned. It's a very difficult thing to do, but there's technique to it. And I think that Danis probably lacks a technique.
Inside of a minute, 2-2 matchers. Covington, another leg attack on a single leg, loser defense, and out of bounds. It's going to be a step out. And Covington reclaims the lead now at 3-2.
I understand we're only a minute into this thing, but Danis has represented himself well.
He is, man. I'm surprised.
He's found a single leg a couple of times. He's standing his ground. Danis is a big guy. They came into the weigh-in this morning. The agreed-upon weight was 195. They ended up adjusting that to 200 pounds, but Danis is a big, youthful opponent.
Danis, 32 years old, Parsippany, New Jersey. Brings a lot from a combat sports perspective, a little bit of wrestling, some jiu-jitsu, some boxing, good scramble on the edge, a step out, and another point for Covington. 4-2 lead, 30 seconds remaining in the period.
And a disagreement from the officials there. Mat official had that one the other way. Two officials on the side scored that for Colby.
Straight on shot.
Wow. That was a mistake by Colby Covington, and Danis capitalized on it.
Danis shot from space. Covington probably could have gotten the easy go behind, but he went for something big. And because of it, it is 4-4, but Danis scoring last point at the moment.
I think
on criteria.
Colby's trying to take more chances because he thinks Danis is less experienced, but you just can't take chances like that.
He's going to chase it down in the final seconds, but I believe time ran out on Colby Covington as they'll send both wrestlers back to their respective corners.
That's agreed upon, boy. That was a tight one, but that's agreed upon by the officials. That is officially no score.
But one thing we have seen, Kurt, is that Covington can get to the legs at will.
Yes, and I think it's a lot easier for him because Dillon is an MMA fighter, and he's okay with people getting in on him. He's a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, so those guys allow you to take them down, and they're good on their back, so they have a lot of offense from the back.
Covington looking to score on that head pinch, defended well by Danis.
It was forced. It just wasn't
there. Exactly.
Yeah.
So here we go in this second period call main events. Tsarukyan and Poullas await in the main event as Covington gets behind for two more.
And you'll notice that was safe. It was basic. He snapped him down, spun behind. Lock your hands, roll him through on a gut wrench. When Colby tries to get flashy, that's where he's been a little bit surprised by some of Danis' abilities. If he keeps it basic, keeps it simple, I think he can keep scoring.
Yeah, I think he'll be able to take care of him pretty easily, too.
Front headlock, he's looking for a whip over. Instead, puts his head in the hole, gets behind Danis for two more.
Took the safe route.
Yes, he did, 10-4. And now you feel like it's just a matter of time. How long can Danis survive? Because he is definitely bleeding in shark-infested waters.
Colby's wanting to lift him. He's wanting to do that Greco-Roman, lift him up and try to spin him around, throw him feet over back.
He needs it to be straight-up technique. He doesn't need to take chances like that.
Same situation right here. He can go head in the hole.
I'm actually surprised it's 10-4, man. I thought this match would be over in the first period.
It's going to be over soon, and it is over. 14-4 technical superiority for Colby Chaos Covington.
Win by Colby Covington. Great showing by Dillon Danis.
Respectable effort from Dillon Danis in this co-main event, as born in the USA, plays here inside the England Center in Tampa. Real American Freestyle. It's RAF 07. Hard snap. Gets the go behind.
Good. How are you?
Gets that exposure. Works a high gut wrench as he rolls Danis through. Technical superiority for Colby Covington. Oh my God.
Ladies and gentlemen, the match ends with 41 seconds remaining in period number 2. Your final score, 14-4. Your winner by technical fall, Colby Chaos Covington.
Colby, incredible match. You and Dillon just said something to one another. What did you just say to your opponent?
Uncle Champ, let me do what any real American patriot does after celebrating a big victory. Crack open an ice-cold real American beer.
Colby, that turn.
Woo! Damn! You drink real American beer, you become 200% American. Real American beer hits different, boys.
Colby, that turned into a great match. I know that you had an offer out at one point to George St. Pierre. I don't know if that has been answered. What can we expect for you next in Real American Freestyle?
Chael, first off, I want to dedicate this victory to a hero of mine, a legend in America, and a legend in Tampa Bay, Hulk Hogan. We're all here because of Hulk's vision. I know he's up above right now, smiling down, thankful for Chad, Izzy, and Eric, and what they're doing for all the wrestlers around the world. Thank you, Hulk Hogan, and God bless the Hogan family. I also want to thank our first responders, military. Thank you for what you do to keep us free here in America. Get home safe from overseas. We love you. You're the backbone. You're the real celebrities in this country.
Colby, that is beautiful, buddy. Now tell me a little about you. What do you want to see next?
So, Uncle Chael, everybody's been asking me, what do I want? What do you like? I'm going to tell you what's about to happen. I want Chris Weidman. Let's find out who the real American is right here on the Real American Freestyle mat. Get off your couch in Long Island, pack a lunch, because it's going to be a long night, Chris Weidman. We're going to find out who's the real All-American.
Colby Covington versus Chris Weidman. What do you guys think? I think they love it. Give it up for your winner, Chaos, Colby Covington.
Covington calling out former UFC champion Chris Weidman. I'd love to see that one as he enjoys his Real American beer. The taste of victory tastes so good with a Real American beer. The winner of our co-main events with Chad Bronstein and Izzy Martinez. They're on the RAF mat. Our main events, Georgio Poullas and Arman Tsarukyan. The rematch we had to have, and they are running this one back quickly. Few will forget the shocking aftermath of Tsarukyan Poullas 1. Now just 1 month later, the two men meet once again on the RAF mats with both tensions and expectations running high.
So I have experience from the wrestling, right? There is a different clapping. He is like a punching, he is clapping. He started like throwing hard punches.
So if you watch that match back, I clubbed him. It wasn't wild. I did throw a couple wild clubs. The first club I threw was not wild at all. D1 level wrestling club. And then he comes back and he slaps me.
Oh, and wow, now that's...
For me, that's what ignited me.
Like 1, 2, I see like a referee doesn't do anything. And third one, I said, no way, I gotta like, and I went and slapped him.
The ref didn't give me 1 point for that, didn't give him a warning, nothing. He flew out open-handed, slapped me. So from there on, I'm like, all right, let's fucking go. If I'm not gonna get a point for that and he's gonna slap me, then I'm gonna club the out of him. And so that's what I did.
He's like, he was trying to break my fingers twice, and like I was telling the referee like he's breaking my fingers.
The ref didn't award it right. If he would have awarded it right from the get-go, that match would have been different. Maybe I wouldn't have been, you know, clubbing him as hard as I was, but for him to get away with that, I was pissed.
Like how you can club like a UFC fighter 20 times. Of course he's gonna club you back. And then I was smart. And my corner said, calm down, win and then do whatever you wanna do.
I think I kind of broke him a little bit, right? He couldn't take me down. He was frustrated. He's never been in that level of a match with hand fighting. He didn't know how to take it, and I think mentally he just broke.
Man, we didn't know what to expect, but I know we did not expect this. Poullas looks for the takedown. Tsarukyan stuffs it, and this
I heard the whistle. I said, okay, I won. And then let's see like who's the best MMA guy.
Arman Tsarukyan is going to, and it has all broken loose. As they are going to get these things sorted out here, folks.
So just to clear it up, when time was out, he didn't actually do or say anything?
No, nothing. I was just ready to rock and roll.
I didn't say anything to him. He just came at me and attacked me.
If you had a final message, if Georgio was watching this, and he is, what would you say to him?
Don't be pussy. Be man. Be man of your word. Or like go and like dance or do your thing, like a blogger thing. Because this freestyle wrestling is a man's sport.
Can you take down Arman Tsarukyan?
I already have.
Are you going to take down Arman Tsarukyan?
You'll see that on the 28th.
Can you beat Arman Tsarukyan?
100%.
Are you going to beat Arman Tsarukyan?
That's my plan.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for your main event of the night? In the Real American Freestyle middleweight division, please welcome to the mat, Georgio Poullas.
Georgio Poullas from Canfield, Ohio, won a state championship in 2016 at Canfield High School. Spent some time wrestling at Cleveland State and Ryder. Popular social media influencer. He'll pay you $1,000 if you can take him down. Tsarukyan winning at RAF 06 last month in Arizona, 5-3.
And now, his opponent, Arman Tsarukyan.
It's one thing to have the social media highlight viral moment of the year. It's another thing to back it up 1 month later. Who has the pressure? The #1 contender in the UFC? This man or his opponent, Georgio Poullas? I gotta tell you, I didn't think RAF was gonna be able to make this rematch this quickly. Respect to all involved, but particularly these athletes for being willing to put it on the line.
The Georgian, 29 years old, making his third walk down the aisle here in RAF. Beat Lance Palmer, RAF 05, and then RAF 06 last month, as I mentioned, beat Poullas 5-3.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is it, your main event of the night, brought to you by Spartans.com. This is the rematch the world wanted. This is the rematch the world is watching for the sold-out crowd in the Yingling Center in Tampa, Florida. And the millions watching around the world on Fox Nation. Ladies and gentlemen, it's about to go down. Somebody make some noise! Introducing first on my right, he weighed in at 174.6 pounds, an Ohio State champion and an Ironman tournament champion, representing Canfield, Ohio, introducing Georgio His opponent across the mat, weighing in at 174.4 pounds, a recent UFC #1 lightweight contender, representing Armenia, presenting Arman Tsarukyan. Your referee is Tim Condit.
Tsarukyan, UFC superstar, 23-3 with 15 finishes. He's won 5 straight. Submitted Dan Hooker his last time in the octagon last October. But tonight's business ahead as he'll look to knock off Georgio Poullas. Tonight's main event is brought to you by Spartans.com, the official online gaming partner of Real American Freestyle. Scan now or go to Spartans.com to play. Kurt, first 30 seconds, what are you looking for?
These guys are going to feel each other out, but I'm actually surprised how good Tsarukyan is, considering he only wrestled when he was a kid, and he wrestled to help his MMA skills. But this kid's a great wrestler. He's a world-class wrestler, and he's facing a guy that wrestled since he was a kid all the way up through college.
You saw the first match in Arizona last month, Chill. What adjustments will be most critical in this showdown?
One thing that Georgio didn't know is how good he was, truly. Giorgio turned out to be tougher than even he thought that he was. When he focused, no longer on the tactics, no longer on getting the referee involved, and he just wrestled. Giorgio can go with him. He can go move for move with Arman Tsarukyan. Now, he needs to leave everything behind him, not worry about the highlight reel or the pass, focus just on scoring points under the freestyle rule set.
Chael, how did you adjust to jumping in the octagon against a guy that you didn't like and not let your emotions take over?
It's a very difficult thing, and you can say all of the buzzwords about you got to compartmentalize and you need to leave that behind you. Look, this is personal. This is one-on-one combat in front of the world wearing a singlet. There's nothing I can think of that's more personal than this.
Halfway through this first period, 50 seconds to go in a scoreless match. Tsarukyan and Poullas in our main event here at RAF 07, down to 40 seconds. Did you ever have a situation like that, Kurt? Getting onto a mat with a guy that you just didn't like?
Oh yeah, many times. But I kept my composure. I never let myself go. And you got to focus on the match and only the match and how to win.
Poullas was on the shot clock, failed to score in that 30-second window. So Tsarukyan leading it 1-0. Tsarukyan goes to that 2-on-1, short time in the first. Poullas able to clear that tie. Who's winning the ties, Chill?
Yeah, it's a good question because Giorgio is so strong there. I mean, I feel like when I look at him that he's the bigger man. The scale might disagree with me, but upper body-wise, he looks like the bigger, stronger man. I would like to mention something. Arman has competed since these guys last met. He went a couple of weeks ago. He flew out to Brazil. He took on Moikaev. So Arman is always looking to compete. He's officially Dana White and the UFC's #1 contender. Giorgio just focused on this one competition.
So Arman's pretty much active, right? He goes as much as he can.
Yes.
Does as many competitions.
Well, and I got to give a lot of credit how Real American Freestyle pulled this off so quickly, right? Less than a month apart. Every organization tried to come in and grab this match, but these guys said, we have a dispute and we're going to settle it under this rule set. I very much respect that from both of these athletes.
And I'll tell you this, these guys are behaving tonight.
So far, Kurt, so far.
So far.
So they are addressing Georgio Poullas in his corner.
I wonder
Looks
who
like
the
his
fan
right
favorite
hand
is tonight. I don't know which one. They're both cheering for both of them. They're all cheering for both of them. Who are they booing? Arman or Giorgio?
It is a packed house. All eyes on this main event.
Arman is trying to win him over to his side, saying, hey, let's get on with this. I want to use pace. I want to use conditioning. This guy's finding a reason to delay the match. To remind you, that actually happened in their first contest. Similar thing. Giorgio is getting the finger taped, and Arman saying, hey, wait a minute. Hurry this thing up.
So wrapping up his right wrist hand.
I thought it was Arman that was getting his fingers broken last match.
So Poullas is ready to go. Both guys come back center of the RAF mat for the second period. Tsarukyan leading it 1-0, and now they're going to send Poullas back to his corner. I believe he's going to get toweled off.
He just made heel of the night by doing that.
It's been a solid 2 minutes.
I know, this is a long time.
You got this. Wrestle your match. Let's do it.
You hear his corner saying, wrestle your match. Let's do it.
Come on, Giorgio.
All right, they say everything worth doing is worth waiting for. I mean, come on. I'm on the edge of my seat here. A lot of options here for Giorgio. He can try to come underneath him and push him out of bounds. I think he wants to avoid perhaps shooting, ended up in a front headlock situation like what happened with Lance Palmer, but a lot of options here. These guys still don't fully know each other. There's still a little feeling out taking place.
Oh, definitely, without a doubt.
Crowd getting loud. Giorgio working off an underhook. Looked like he had a split second.
Man, these guys are good on their feet. They have great defense.
Tsarukyan likes to work off the 2-on-1. And now I believe Poullas is going back on the clock.
Yeah, getting warned for passivity.
Tied up once again by that 2-on-1. Now front headlock from Poullas.
This is the most exciting inactive match I've ever seen. The whole crowd's into it.
Tsarukyan likes to neutralize him with that 2-on-1, and it's going to be another point on the board for Tsarukyan.
Well, Kurt makes a good point.
Unable to score.
It's a challenging match to call when there's nothing really to call, but we're just all on our edge of our seat, just knowing anything can happen at any moment. One of these guys can change elevation, they can explode, they can start bringing the drama back into it. Like there's something happening here.
You know what I'd hate to see is Georgio Poullas and lose and say, hey, he didn't take me down.
Yeah, right. They still don't settle that dispute.
Straight on shot, but into the hips of Poullas. Poullas, advantage position right here. Short drag out. Oh, and Poullas able to stay square and avoid giving up the takedown as time expires in a second. One more period to decide this showdown.
Arman Tsarukyan, for a guy that only wrestled up until he was 5 years old, can really wrestle. I mean, this guy knows positions. Here's a takedown attempt right here. Poullas turns this into a front headlock, and Arman even does a sucker drag here on the feet again, changes elevation, looks to attack those hips.
Well, don't forget, Shale, Giorgio wrestled at Cleveland State and Ryder. He wrestled in Division I. Ohio State champ, really good high school wrestling state.
Now, I believe Cleveland State dropped their program when he was there. Am I right?
They dropped it last year.
Oh, I thought they dropped it twice. Back in like 10 years ago, I thought they dropped it. They added it again.
So both points on the board for Tsarukyan. Both scored on the shot clock. But if you are Poullas, you would love nothing more than to win this with a takedown. It'd be the last point. You'd win it 2-2. That would be sweet, sweet, sweet revenge for Giorgio Poullas. But he's got to get an angle, and he's got to begin now. You can't wait till there's 20 seconds left in the match. You really got to begin that sprint right now.
I'm just surprised how much composure that Arman has. It's amazing that this guy hasn't wrestled since he was 5 years old or whatever it was.
Going double unders. Double unders. He's got his hands gripped. Inside trip attempt, and Poullas is out of bounds. It's a 3-0 match.
Risky effort there by Tsarukyan, right? I mean, he doesn't need to score. He puts that pressure in. Giorgio could have had an opportunity for a salto. A lot of courage there by Arman to dig those underhooks and go find a score.
Without a doubt, you're right. Back to his 2-on-1, just doing a really good job taking territory, moving forward, butt to the center. Right on that RAF logo.
I love Tsarukyan's positioning. He's always in position.
Tight front headlock.
He's going to take the chance, isn't he? Oh, no. I wouldn't do that, Tsarukyan.
He wants that takedown so bad.
Poullas! Oh my goodness!
What a floor! He center of the mat! No points after all of that! And that'll be a point for Poullas.
All right, so I believe there was two
points.
exposure.
Two and one, right?
Two exposure for Tsarukyan according to the mat official. Was that confirmed? It looks like it was. One push out for Giorgio. They're seeing if that was confirmed. I believe that it was.
So the score will be 7-3?
It should be 5-3. I believe the score has it right.
Let's send it quick to Ben.
Yeah, I think that would be it's going to be a bad challenge from Giorgio, so glad his corner didn't throw that. It was pretty obvious. 2 takedowns Giorgio, 2 exposure Arman, 1 push out Giorgio for a score of 5-3. And if he would have challenged and lost, I would have gave 1 more point to Tsarukyan. So his corner did the right thing there.
That was a fun flurry to watch. There were points on the board. 5-3 inside of 20 seconds. Poullas needs a takedown to steal it. And getting around behind. And that's going to be a 4-point move.
Yeah, the crowd's on fire.
Arman Tsarukyan putting a cherry on top of a 9-3 win. Talk about a finish. There was that takedown by Poullas.
You gotta love Arman.
And then 2 more for Tsarukyan. Check this out. Go big or go home.
This kid has a lot of charisma, man. I love him. He just beat a world-class wrestler. Crazy.
UFC superstar, the 29-year-old Georgian Arman Tsarukyan.
And you know what? He's the #1 contender in UFC, so he's going to be a UFC champion sometime soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give these 2 warriors a big round of applause in your main event tonight. After 3 periods, a final score of 9-3 for your main event winner, Arman
Arman, that was awesome. How important was that match to you?
It was so important because all crowd on my side and I cannot lose because they give me so much energy. Thank you so much everybody who came and support me. I really appreciate everyone and they know who is the #1 and they believe in me and I'll be RAF champion, UFC champion and I'll collect all belts in the world.
Arman, Giorgio came over and said something to you at the end. Did you guys bury the hatchet?
He told me he's gonna pay me my 10K.
Arman, it looked like aside from the victory that scoring that takedown was very important to you. How did it feel when you got behind him, got him off his feet and scored that final 4 points?
Like as you know, I'm not freestyle wrestler, but I'm getting used to it. And of course, thank you, George, as well, because If not him, we couldn't be a main event and make it big. So we done our job very well, and thank him as well. And it's important to win. No matter, it's my sport, not my sport. If I step in the freestyle wrestling mat, I gotta be a champion.
Arman, my final question, but you are the UFC's #1 contender. You are now the main event of Real American Freestyle. Is there anybody you would like to face next?
Yeah, there is a one bullshit guy. He's talking. He wrestled me in the gym, but I've never seen him in the gym. Colby Covington. Stop trash talking. Let me beat your ass.
All right, I believe Arman has just called out Colby Covington. We will see where that goes. Ladies and gentlemen, for tonight, give it up for your winner, Arman Tsarukyan.
Thank you so much. Thank you, RAF, for this opportunity. You treat me so well. I want to say thank you so much. I feel like it's my organization. Thank you, guys.
Lots of gratitude from Arman Tsarukyan, victorious in the main events here at RAF 07. That 4-point move to end it, defeating his rival Georgio Poullas for the second time in as many months. Our RAF 07 match of the night. The young phenom, Bassett, knocked off two-time Olympian and Olympic champion Vladimir Khinchegashvili by technical superiority. It was a sprint from the start. The machine gun mindset prevails here in Tampa. Bassett, the future Virginia Tech Hokie, putting on a clinic so impressive. A bright future. Final thoughts, Chill.
That was awesome. I loved every second of it. I think we've got closure. I believe that Arman Tsarukyan put the exclamation point on it. I hope he and Georgio can go through life with no chip on their shoulders.
How about you, Kurt?
It was an incredible show tonight, but I have to give credit to Bassett. This kid, man, he's crazy. It's crazy how much, what kind of gear he has. He has a gear above everybody else.
Would you think,
this has been so fun.
Did I tell you it was going to be special? And what about Kurt? He turns out to be a cool guy. Who would have thought, right? Every time I went, oh, that's a pretty nice guy.
You guys were both great, and this event was fantastic. The way the sport is being presented, it's entertainment. You got the fire, you got the DJ, you got the music. I mean, this place was just 11 on the line and giving the fans something to cheer about.
As long as the crowd cheers, that's all that matters. As long as the crowd cheers, that's all that matters.
We had 11 winners here at RAF 07, and they are all on the mat. A celebration here in Tampa, Florida. Colby Covington, a big win over Dillon Danis in the co-main event. Our next stop, you don't want to miss this one. RAF 8 in the city of brotherly love. We are heading to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania on April 18th. RAF takes over the Liacouras Center. We'll have an unreal offer. Take advantage of this right now. It's a great ticket offer. Scan that QR code on your screen and receive a buy one, get one free. Buy one, get one free for RAF 8 in Philly. Be there in person to see Marab make his RAF debut against Olympic gold medalist Triple C, Henry Cejudo. The only way to get the offer is to scan it now. Again, scan that. Buy one, get one free for RAF 8 in Philly. This one has lived up to the billing. RAF is presenting freestyle wrestling in a different way. It is sizzling from coast to coast. For Juliana Pena, Kurt Angle, and Chael Sonnen. And our fantastic RAF production crew, I'm Shane Sparks saying good night from Tampa, Florida.
So they say, but I'll never listen. Did it my way. I'm gonna take what's mine, I paid my dues. I dare you to walk a mile in these shoes. The beat in my soul just keeps getting louder. Give me some of that power.